Aishwarya joins us from the BJP headquarters as the BJP celebrates this landmark victory. Aishwarya, how is the BJP getting set to celebrate? We've been having Tilkot and Gujia and all manner of stuff here in our studios. What's happening on the ground where all the action is?
Well, at the BJP headquarters early up in the morning, we saw how jalebis were prepared along with the sattu ka paratha and chokha. But for the lunch, it's litti chokha. But yes, celebrations have begun already over here at the BJP headquarters. Leaders are distributing sweets, and there you can see on the twins of drums, dol nagara. There are several of the cadres of the Bharatiya Janata Party who have gathered over here, large number. That's a massive cake that has been prepared. And one of the important highlight of this entire celebrations is this particular poster. बिहार तो एक झांकी है, अभी बंगाल चुनाव बाकी है. And over here these cadres with a cake of motichur which clearly says Modi ji over here. आप लोगों को कितनी बड़ी विक्ट्री लगती है
ये बहुत बड़ी विक्ट्री है और शाम तक अभी आप देखेंगे कि और नतीजे सामने आएंगे और हम एक प्रचंड जीत की ओर आगे बढ़ रहे हैं. विकास जो हमारा एजेंडा था, सुशासन जो हमारा एजेंडा था, जातिवादी से परे, और हमने मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में एक वहां पर बहुत ही प्रचंड जीत का शुभारंभ.
हिस्टोरिक विक्ट्री as cadres celebrating over here at the BJP headquarters. Arun Singh, Virender Sachdeva and other senior leaders also gathering over here and distributing sweets. Clearly it's celebratory mode. What we've been told is this evening, as the preparations have already begun at the BJP headquarters. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is likely to arrive over here in the evening to address the cadres as well. There has been preparations for the tents and other sort of arrangements as far as logistical arrangements are concerned. That has all been now set over here, and we'll likely to go and speak to Arun Singh. Arun ji, कितने मायने हैं? अरुण जी, कितने मायने हैं क्या आपके?
की बारी है, क्या बोलना चाहेंगे?
बिल्कुल, देखिए बिहार में प्रचंड जीत भारतीय जनता पार्टी एनडीए की हुई है और बंगाल में भी अवश्य रूप से भारतीय जनता पार्टी चुनाव जीतेगी इस बार.
जो फैक्टर बिहार में काम किया वो बंगाल के लिए असरदार होगा.
बिल्कुल, बंगाल में कानून व्यवस्था ध्वस्त है, अराजकता है, कोई कानून का राज नहीं है, जनता परेशान है. बंगाल में भारतीय जनता पार्टी मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में बहुत तेजी से मजबूती से लड़ेगी और वहाँ विजय होगी.
जी, बिगुल बच चुका है बंगाल चुनावों के लिए. बिगुल बच चुका है बंगाल चुनावों के लिए.
बिल्कुल.
There you heard, it's after Bihar, it will be West Bengal as being stated by Arun Singh over here, the General Secretary as well. वीरेंद्र सचदेवा हमारे साथ हैं. क्या मायने हैं इस जीत के बिहार में इतनी प्रचंड बहुमत के लिए? आप
पूरी जीत का एक ही मायना है कि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी का जो नाम है वो विश्वास का प्रतीक है, जीत का प्रतीक है और देश की जनता इस नाम पे भरोसा रखती है.
पोस्टर देखा, अभी तो ये झांकी है, बंगाल चुनाव अभी बाकी है, तो बिल्कुल
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल जिस तरह से संगठन काम करता है, जिस तरह से माननीय प्रधानमंत्री के नेतृत्व में हम लोग लगते हैं, तो बंगाल भी अब दूर नहीं है. बंगाल की जनता भी पूरा आशीर्वाद माननीय मोदी जी को देगी.
अच्छा, एग्जिट पोल्स जिस तरीके के आए थे 160 के आसपास आप लोगों को दे रहे थे, लेकिन 190 का आंकड़ा छूते हुए नजर आ रहा है.
देखिए, अगर आपने माननीय गृह मंत्री जी को सुना हो बिहार में प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में, तो उन्होंने कहा था कि हम 200 के आसपास रहेंगे. तो माननीय गृह मंत्री जी की रणनीति, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का नेतृत्व और हमारे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी का संगठन कौशल, ये उसका परिणाम है कि इतनी बड़ी जीत हमारे सामने है.
It's Home Minister, Prime Minister, the credit is being given to them as far as this victory is concerned. But let me quickly go and show across to what is happening in the front of Bharatiya Janata Party national headquarters over here. Because as I said, it's now the arrangements which are being done. The barricading has already been done, and we've been told Prime Minister will certainly be arriving late in the evening today to address the cadres. And the cadres in large numbers have already arrived with the BJP flags, and Modi hai to mumkin hai posters over here. The bands are in full display over here as far as BJP headquarters, and it's completely turning into celebratory mode as it's a historic mandate that the Bharatiya Janata Party have received, and it's #1 political party which is emerging in the Bihar polls.
The big story, apart from the BJP and the JDU winning, is that in Raghopur, you've got a very, very tight fight. Just about 600 odd votes separating Satish Kumar and Tejashwi Yadav. of the votes that have been counted, 30,789 for Satish Kumar versus 30,124 for Tejashwi. A very tight fight.
I just refreshed, Rahul. Now Tejashwi is ahead by 585.
585,
Like it's literally
585.
changing by the minute.
It's going to change as every round gets counted, but that can't be the only competition.
No, here, Rahul.
BJP, JDU में कौन आगे? Tejashwi हारेगा जीतेगा.
Here is, you find out Jan Swaraj party votes. How many? He the spoiler or not?
3.4%.
I think he has got 700 votes. My feeling is that.
On that seat, yes.
Because that
but
is the reason
overall,
why-
if you look at the, if you
The Jan
overall
Swaraj
look at
party
the
basically wanted to defeat.
vote share by party, if you overall look at the vote share by party, the Jan Swaraj is at a 3.5% vote share.
Now,
Very, very
that
small
particular
vote share.
constituency, Raghopur.
Sure. No, you wanted to see just in Raghu, but
Yeah.
that would be just one seat. Of
700
course.
votes, I think he got.
मैं दिखाता हूँ
On Raghopur, the Jan Swaraj candidate, he got 1,010 votes.
Yeah, that's the
Jan
difference,
Swaraj.
no? That is,
1,016 votes.
he can defeat Tejashwi there. At least.
Oh,
Sorry, what do you say? What do you say?
Don't be me.
So when he said I will defeat,
It proved that he was
this is what
defeating
he had in
Tejashwi. He
mind.
got 1,000
This
votes.
is Prabhu Chawla just being wicked. Veera saying that when he said he will defeat Tejashwi, this is what he had in mind. And for all you know, he may.
Rahul, at the risk of being really pedantic, I have a very, very strange question. Which are those 4 seats that the Congress is winning? Who are these loyal Congress voters who are like पूरी बिहार एक तरफ, हम दूसरी तरफ?
मैं बताता हूँ.
We will vote for the Congress, come what may.
I'll tell you the names and the current margins. Valmiki Nagar with a margin currently of 898 votes.
Which one assumes would be a high Dalit population?
Yes, it's a yes. Then Kishanganj, good margin 7,931.
That's a Muslim constituency.
Manihari 4,413.
Yeah, again, the same.
Begusarai,
Amita Bhushan.
Amita Bhushan, they should thank even Kanhaiya for it.
Great.
4,939.
Begusarai is where Rahul Gandhi, Mukesh Sahni and Kanhaiya Kumar jumped into the water and went fishing.
Yeah.
So chalo, all that effort of fishing
Give them
and
one
swimming
seat.
has got one seat.
And everyone figured out that Rahul Gandhi is the better swimmer than Mukesh Saini, who's supposed to be the Malla. That was one thing that they said. कि मल्ले से ज़्यादा अच्छी swimming तो इसको
And at the risk of being really mean, the one picture was that Mukesh Sahni picked up one fish from the pond and then he gave it to Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi threw it back in the water. And everyone was like, एक मछली पकड़ में आई थी, वो भी वापस क्यों फेंक दी?
I think Mukesh Sahni, if you remember our interview, can safely start eating idlis again.
Rahul, this
यहाँ
is
तो मछली मिली नहीं.
Rahul, this is
And there was another seat, Bhagalpur Sadar, where you had Mr. Sharma, who by the way is the father of Neha Sharma, the Bollywood actor, ex-model. She went to campaign for him. I think he's a 2-time MLA. 5-time MLA. And then she was asked during a road show for him कि मैम आपको क्या लगता है क्या होगा? She said अब की बार NDA सरकार. And everyone
Rahul.
made huge memes of her. And then she's like देखिए slip of tongue तो हो ही जाता है. सबको पता है मेरे पापा तो कांग्रेस, he's lost. He's lost this.
Rahul, Rahul,
Yes.
you see, out of this, we are forgetting the big picture now. It's very clear, obviously, that RJD votes are intact in terms of percentage. All other parties, which you are saying 18, 11%, 12%, they have gone down. Congress party has gone down. It means all other castes which are against Muslims Yadavs, they have consolidated in favor of the NDA. Because all of the others which were getting lots of votes, if you can see.
So,
maybe in terms of percentages looks like that, but if Tejashwi Yadav is trailing in his own constituency, that means the Yadav vote bank has been divided, and the Muslims, which everybody thought is only going to consolidate behind the Gathbandhan, Owaisi is taking 5 seats, and so is Nitish Kumar. So
I'm talking about Bihar as a whole. I'm not talking seat-wise. I'm talking about 11.
No, Prabhu,
Because let me complete my proposition. Let me complete my proposition.
Can I go across to Ravi Shankar
Because
Prasad?
let me complete. 11% votes are distributed all over.
Prabhu sir, I want to go across to Ravi Shankar Prasad, who's joining us. I want to walk across to the NDTV chai stop. Ravi Shankar ji, we've got lots of delicious sweets over here. सबसे पहले तो as we congratulate you on this big and historic victory, टेला मिठाई वाला से रवि शंकर जी को बताओ, पटना से एमपीए क्या क्या है आपके पास अवेलेबल, लेट हिम चूज व्हाट ही वांट्स, बताइए.
लिट्टी चोखा खाते हैं हमारे.
लिट्टी चोखा खाते हैं आपका, ठीक है. और
लिट्टी चोखा है, खाजा मिठाई है, तिलकुट मिठाई है. तिलकुट
हाँ.
और ये लौंग लता है और पिरुकिया लौंग लता तिलकुट और खाजा मिठाई.
So a spread of Bihari sweets laid out for you. रवि शंकर जी, क्या भिजवाए आपके पास जीत के जश्न में?
पहले जो आपके पास बैठा उसको बोलिए पिड़ुकिया नहीं बोलते हैं, पिड़किया बोलते हैं. हाँ, यू मस्ट प्रोनाउंस इट करेक्टली.
अरे आपको करेक्ट, ये तो ओरिजिनल बिहारी है सर, इसी का करेक्ट भाई. मंत्री जी ने आपको करेक्ट ही कर दिया हैं? वो आप ही को बता रहे हैं. आप देखिए, आप तो मुझे लगा ऑथेंटिक है, वो तो आप ही पे सवाल खड़ा कर रहे हैं. चलिए कुछ नहीं होता सर, ऑब्वियसली बट हिज फूड इज टेस्टी. यू मे करेक्ट हिज डिक्शन बट हिज फूड इज क्वाइट टेस्टी. यस, क्या भिजवाए?
राहुल जी, मुझे खाजा भिजवा दीजिए, मैं खा लूंगा. लेकिन बिहार की आपकी यात्रा और लिट्टी का स्वाद चखने के बाद आपके ऊपर बिहारी जो कलेवर चढ़ा है, तो आपका अभिनंदन है. और आज के रिजल्ट के बाद जो बिहारी लोग कर सकते हैं, तो कम से कम हमारे बिहारियों पर तो आपको आज प्राउड होना चाहिए. हाँ, उन पर गौरव होना चाहिए. जिस तरह से वो जात की सीमाओं से ऊपर उठ जाते हैं. Today is a great day for people of my state. The way they have voted, we are very proud of them.
So this is not just a normal victory, because even in areas which are dominated by Muslims in Yadavs or in hardcore Muslim constituencies as well, you've got the NDA candidates doing well. This is a wave of a kind which was only seen last in 2010. Nothing else before or after compares.
You know, I would like to tell you, Rahul Kamal, that you please don't contextualize this result by comparing with other elections. This is a vote, positive vote for hope and trust. This is a vote by people who have seen delivery on the ground. And therefore, cutting across the traditional concept of incumbency or anti-incumbency, people have reposed their trust that this is the route we have to take for a further development of Bihar. And for that to happen, we have to trust the Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, the way he has taken guarantee for development of Bihar, and his work on roads, on airport, on Vande Bharat. All they have seen. You have been traveling to my state many times, and you have seen the sadak gadde mein sadak. You have seen those years. Today that is something of past. People come for Chhat function or driving away by car from Mumbai to Patna. That we know for sure.
Padmaja has a question for you. Padmaja.
Second thing is the poor people.
Ji, Ravi Shankar ji, I just wanted to ask you about,
Padmaja, go ahead.
The infighting that has happened. I was just looking at some of the seats, including places like Rajapakar. Do you think that this actually also did in the Mahagathbandhan, places like Rajapakar, 2-3 other seats where there were friendly fights, all of them, the JDU or you have managed to take a lead. Was that a critical mistake made by the Mahagathbandhan, this whole idea of a friendly fight?
The friendly fight was just one aspect of it. See our campaign and see their campaign. In every meeting of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, one leader of the alliance was used to be present. The same in case of the meeting of Nitish, Kumar, one leader of the alliance used to remain present. I know everywhere, every functionary of the NDA was working in sync. There were so many district level conference of all the state presidents of the various political parties comprising the NDA. And the way the Prime Minister talked to all the workers, booth per majboot karo. It's not a small thing. JDU people, leaders used to come to BJP office and the vice versa, BJP leaders going to JDU office, kaha kisko aur bhejna chahiye. That is called coordinated elections. And the way Amit Shah ji ensured that no rebel is there in the ground. He talked to them, he persuaded them. You see the result. That's how it happens. और वहां तो आपस में ही 10 तक लड़ते रह गए. But by the way, Padmaja, I'm asking a question.
Yes.
Where is the gentleman political tourist? Where is current location?
He's exactly
he's right here and he was wondering कि आप जो है हमारे मिस्टर लिट्टी को भी क्यों डांट रहे हैं? पहले आपने मीना को डांटा, अब आप मिस्टर लिट्टी को डांट रहे हैं.
No.
So
I was going to start by saying, sir, I've done a little bit of homework after we last met. So and many congratulations for the victory today. I hope to see you in Tamil Nadu when we have a conclave where I will quiz you about Tamil Nadu as well. But my question to you, larger sense, is this. Raghav, I am not asking about you.
वो राहुल गांधी का पूछ रहे थे, पॉलिटिकल टूरिस्ट।
सॉरी
इसको कहते हैं हवा में बॉल कहीं और जा रही थी, वीर राघव ने अपने सर पे ले ली।
Rahul,
At the moment, I'm at a better place.
No, but he was asking about Rahul Gandhi.
either he's in Muscat or Mauritius, I don't know.
सर सरकार आपकी, आप बताइए कहाँ पे
he has got, his party has got
4 at the moment. Four at the moment, leading in 4.
a larger question. The larger question would be Padmaja and Rahul Kanwal. Is there going to be any accountability of Rahul Gandhi in this election? This dismal, shameful performance. Did anyone believe on vote chori? Did anyone believe on SIR? Did anyone trust the diabolical and shameful comment against the election commission? The kind of language used against the Prime Minister. I don't want to make any political issue today, but at least I need to flag it. The larger issue which I am very proud of is the people of Bihar have risen to the occasion, transcending the limitations of caste, for which they were known notoriously for hope, for delivery, trust and execution.
So Ankit Tyagi has a question for you. Ankit.
Sir, I wanted to ask you, we were talking about the election management, and you also said how Mr. Amit Shah worked on it. 65 candidates, whether they were rebel or some parties which could have in fact put your candidate in trouble, in the end either they sat down or supported the Bharatiya Janata Party. Do you think that also tells you how your campaign was coherent? And is this for Nitish Kumar's, farewell gift? Bihar giving a farewell gift to Nitish Kumar, sir, the kind of mandate that you've got?
Those things are your reading. But the people of Bihar have also given a big, strong response to some sinister campaign that Nitish Kumar is now too old, he cannot talk properly, he cannot work properly. People have given that response also. But again, I would request you, please don't minimize the importance of this election. Management was certainly there. Our Home Minister did a great job. He sat in Patna for many days, also travelled, and everywhere he ironed out all the creases. But this kind of result, which is not even a 2/3 majority, it is almost a slide.
Ravi Shankar ji, one quick question I wanted to ask very quickly. The fact that you keep saying that people have risen above caste and community, are you suggesting that people who are traditionally not your voters, who are core voters of the Mahagathbandhan, and I would assume by that you mean Muslims and Yadavs, they have also voted for you in this election? And if yes, are they Muslim women and Yadav women whose votes you think you've got?
I think those things will have to await a proper analysis of statistics, but yes, there was a profound congregation of people having a trust in the future of Bihar. That's the only way I would tell you.
Ravi Shankar ji, Sanjeev Srivastava has a question for you.
Statistics subsequently.
रवि शंकर जी नमस्ते, संजीव श्रीवास्तव बोल रहा हूँ। चूंकि आपने अभी कहा कि पीपल ऑफ बिहार हैव ट्रांसेंडेड द कास्ट बैरियर, यही पद्मजा ने अभी पूछा था। जो 38 सीटें महागठबंधन की अभी दिखा रहा है फिगर, इसका मतलब कि जो उनका कोर वोट बैंक है वो भी बिखर गया क्या इस बार? और क्या ये एक आने वाले चुनावों की ओर भी संकेत दे सकता है कि अब ये फाइनली वो बैरियर क्रॉस किया है कि भाई ये क्योंकि मुझे तो घूमते हुए बिहार में लगा था इस बार ये पूरी तरह से कास्ट ही काबिज है।
देखिए, पहली बात तो संजीव बाबू मैं आपसे कहूंगा कि लिमोसिन लिबरल के आप ही मेंबर थे, मैं देख रहा था। राहुल कंवल मखाना के खेत में कूद गए थे तो मैंने उनका अभिनंदन भी किया, अच्छी बात है। रुचिर मखाना खा रहे थे तो मुझे अच्छा लगा। जब वहां जाइएगा तो सच्चाई मालूम होगी, समझे आप? पहली बात मैं आपसे ये कहूंगा, आपको मैं ये नहीं कर रहा हूं कि आपको ब्लेम कर रहा हूं। देखिए, इस बात को समझिए आप। अगर एमवाई की बात करें तो एमवाई में भी महिलाएं होती हैं कि नहीं? यादव में महिलाएं होती हैं कि नहीं? और वो भी तो देखती है ना, वो भी अपने बच्चों का भविष्य देखती है ना। लेकिन जो बड़ा सवाल मैं आपसे ये देख रहा हूं कि जो उनके ट्रेडिशनल वोट बैंक हैं उनके अंदर भी भविष्य के बिहार की तस्वीर आती है कि नहीं आती है? ये बहुत बड़ी बात मैं आपसे कहने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं।
जी वही समझने की कोशिश है।
मध्य प्रदेश हो, राजस्थान हो,
Same thing. I'm going to your figure.
मैं जवाब दे रहा हूं, सुन लीजिए।
0.7% where you're saying.
बाकी आपकी वाली आपके घर की लिट्टी मटन का मुकाबला नहीं है।
अरे ये सब ऑनर मत बोलिए, वो नाराज हो जाते हैं।
ओह सॉरी सॉरी,
खाया वो प्राइवेटली खाया आपने, ऐसे ऑनर नहीं बोलना है।
सॉरी सॉरी,
अभी बिगड़ जाएंगे वो फिर से। उस दिन डांट पड़ी थी हमें।
देखिए जब मैं राहुल जो कहना चाह रहा हूं इस बात को समझिए। मैंने आपसे मजाक किया था राहुल, हाउ कैन आई अफोर्ड टू डांटो यू।
नहीं, मेरे बेटे ने बोला, मैं घर लौटा, मेरे बेटे ने बोला अरे बहुत डांट पड़ी आपको, क्यों डांट रहे थे आपको? प्रभु चावला has something to say. प्रभु जी,
I've been repeating that. You are asking a question. She has asked the same question. I'm going to again question that. In your own dashboard, you are saying others have lost 6.61%, and MGB has lost only 7.4%. If you take the loss of votes in Congress party, add them together, that becomes the NDA extra vote. It means all other castes have gone there. So therefore, you're saying that Jadas have voted or Muslims have voted. They have voted. I don't know, because they vote by sharing.
you've been able to take, as Prabhuji points out, a lot of the other votes which were going to the others, Ravi Shankar ji, have come to the NDA kitty. How did you make that happen, and what do you think that suggests?
राइट प्रभु जी, सही कह।
राहुल प्रभु जी को नमस्ते। क्या बात है राहुल जी, मुझे तो बताया कि मुझे आपसे बात करनी है। ये तो पूरा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बेंच ऑफ मोर देन 5 माय लॉर्ड्स इन द फील्ड ऑफ जर्नलिज्म आर ग्रिलिंग मी, नो प्रॉब्लम, आई एम विलिंग टू टेक इट। यू नो, यू मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से। मुझे 2 मिनट वक्त दीजिए
प्लीज।
आज यादव कम्युनिटी हमें वोट देती है हरियाणा में, वोट देती है राजस्थान में, वोट देती है मध्य प्रदेश में, वोट देती है गुजरात में। बिहार यूपी में नहीं मिलता। क्या उसकी हम शुरुआत मान रहे हैं क्या? इस बात को समझिए आप। अगर ये है तो एक बहुत बड़ी शुरुआत है। दूसरी बात, ये जो पूरा जो भी प्रभु चावला जी बोल रहे थे, ये जो पूरा बिहार में कटिंग अक्रॉस कास्ट, देखिए 89% बिहार के लोग रूरल हैं। अगर वहां भी हमारी ये मैसिव विक्ट्री हो रही है तो मतलब नरेंद्र मोदी का करिश्मा, नीतीश कुमार का काम और जमीन पर डिलीवरी, ये जमीन पर चला गया है, लोगों ने उसको देखा है। चाहे बिहार की सड़कें हो, राहुल जी और प्रभु चावला जी तो बिहार आते ही रहते हैं, संजीव भी आते हैं। आप पहले पटना से पूर्णिया ड्राइव कर सकते थे क्या? आप जिस तरह से राहुल कंवल आप बैठ करके एक गांव की चरपाई पे बात कर रहे थे, वो पहले बात कर सकते थे क्या? तो लोग इसको देखते हैं, तो सिर्फ 10,000 रुपए से इसको मत तुलना करिए आप। This is a long list of work which the people have seen being delivered on the ground, and they said ये बिहार ठीक चल रहा है तो इसको इसी रास्ते पर ले चलना है।
We leave it over there, Ravi Shankar ji,
मजबूती से ले चलना है।
for joining us and for this massive victory. Thank you very much and many congratulations. Thank you, sir. Much appreciate your time. Thank you very much, Ravi Shankar Prasad.
Thank you, thank you.
I want to go across now to election strategist Naresh Arora. He joins us on this broadcast. Naresh most recently ran the Ajit Pawar campaign in Maharashtra, has worked across party lines, also with the Congress, understands the politics, is somebody who in this case is sitting it out, looking on the sidelines, but otherwise understands the intricacies and nuances of politics very closely. Naresh, welcome. Good to have you with us as somebody who usually is a participant but this time an observer. What do you make of the massive landslide victory the NDA has managed to secure in Bihar? You're on mute, Naresh.
Padmaja.
Yeah. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you for having me.
Very worrisome.
First of all, I must tell you that it's quite a pleasurable experience to sit on the sides and watch a very hard-fought battle, which of course ended up on a one-sided anti-climax thing. But as you remember that in our conversations, I had been maintaining that what outcome it appears to be in the direction that it has come out today. And I'm sure that both sides will look at it in different ways as it suits them. But one thing which has come out is that the politics in India has changed, the politics in India is changing, and the ones who are not keeping up to it are going to be found wanting. And in this case, we see that the Mahagathbandhan is on the other side of it. But as I've been watching the news channels this morning, and your channel as well, that a lot of attribution to the outcome is being given to the 10,000 rupee cash transfer scheme. And it is also being alleged by the opposition as in most cases that the governments in the parties in government have been using these schemes to get votes and win elections. But what I see as an outsider or as someone who has been working inside as well, that the parties talk more about these cash transfers. Like now cash transfers have become a norm. They are being offered by the opposition parties, by the ruling parties. But the thing which they all need to look at is that why does voter trust A party or B party? It is about the credibility. The politicians seldom work to build credibility. It's not necessary that only the parties in government are going to be continuing to offer cash transfer schemes and keep winning elections. There is going to be some boredom, some stalemate, something is going to come up sooner rather than later. But the parties in opposition especially need to know, need to think, need to look at how to build credibility.
Sure, Ankit Tyagi has a question for you, Naresh. Ankit.
I just wanted to ask you, because we've seen, how Nitish Kumar, at least from the beginning of the year, there was a lot of conversation about Nitish Kumar not in the best of the health, who will be, taking the mantle forward, and the question mark around his leadership quality. As a strategist, we have seen how this has been turned by the JDU. What were the key, moments that you thought that the JDU has been able to build a positive campaign around Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, that he is the talk of the town today?
Ankit, I'm again going to reiterate the point which I've been making, that it is about credibility. One person, even if doubts had been cast about the health, about condition of the current chief minister, but still the people have come out and voted for the same person. It is about who the voter trusts, and the trust doesn't come just by being in the picture for a limited period of time. You have to be there, you have to sweat it out, and you have to find ways to build credibility so that the voter trusts you over anyone else. And this talk about the chief ministers or the parties in government using these cash transfer schemes as bribery schemes, this tool is available to everyone, and every state is going to go into election, and we will have to see that how these schemes will work for the parties who are for the opposition parties who are alleging that this has been bribed. They have to remember that a credible politician is a rarity these days. You tell me how many people in the society look up to politicians as credible.
Okay, fair point. Veera Raghav has a question for you, Naresh.
One of the defining features, at least at the start of this campaign, was the SIR allegations and the vote chori allegations. Do you believe that as we head into West Bengal and Tamil Nadu, the Congress may have to recalibrate itself on that allegation? Or do you believe that getting more intense with this kind of a victory, because the initial reaction seems to be that, look, this was a fixed match from the start?
Veera, this is absolutely right. They will have to look into it. SIR or issues related around that are not going to fetch you votes. That is for sure. The votes are.
No, you are saying that, Naresh, but Rahul Gandhi is not convinced. He's harping on this issue again and again. He's convinced it's working for him. Regardless of this data, he's not buying that, Veera.
If the electoral outcomes are a parameter to assess whether the people are buying or not, then the result is in front of everyone. Even when the SIR or the Vote Adhikar Yatra was going on in Bihar, many people in Congress were talking about it, and they were talking to me as well, and they could clearly see that this is not fetching them votes. Yes, it was creating a buzz, but it was not fetching them votes. We have to remember that what does the voter need? What does the voter buy? If we are disconnected to that fact, then we are going to be continuing getting the results.
Veera has another question.
No, look, I mean, the consequence to that is that this kind of a defeat, and I'm looking forward because I think 2026, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala are going to be crucial elections. Do you believe that the Congress becoming a weaker force when it is in negotiations with, let's say, a DMK or even in Kerala as it tries to pull together the UDF, what's the sense that you pick up the road ahead? I mean, or is it just Bihar contained result for the Congress?
Veera, the first question Congress need to ask when it is negotiating with an alliance partner is, what do they bring to the table? They need to be realistic about what value they are adding to the table. Even in the case of Bihar, or whether in the case of UP, the two biggest states, Hindi heartland states, what do they bring as an additional vote to the kitty? Every alliance partner that BJP goes to is adding some vote whether in a percentage point or multiple percentage points, but what is Congress adding to the kitty? If Congress is not going to be honest about what they bring to the table, then they're going to be found wanting with any partner, and then they say that the alliance partners don't treat them fairly, they don't give them the seats which they can win, but they also need to add value to that. And wherever they are in direct battle with BJP or any other state party, they are going to be found wanting again because they don't connect with the issues which are actually going to matter and make an election outcome.
You know, the JDU has just tweeted, I want to go across to Prabhu Chawla on this, कि नीतीश कुमार chief minister the, rahenge, neither the past nor the future, he's going to be the chief minister. What kind of chief minister? That's what the JDU is now angling for, pushing for. What kind of chief minister is he likely to be in this term?
You see, rahenge ya the, he has been there. It's a reality. They are repeating the fact. There is nothing new in that they rahenge because they can't do anything now. He has dictated his term, he will dictate his term. Looking at the 2006 interview which he gave me when I was doing the interview, in that interview said बिहार का विकास हो सकता है, बिहार की इमेज खराब की जा रही है. So now what he has promised, with Modi supporting him fully and giving all sorts of money which he needs, a special package and whatever, I think his challenge is his last hurrah for him. He has to prove him that he is also a real Vikas Purush. From अच्छा शासन to Vikas Purush, he has to change his image because he is to leave behind a legacy. He is the man who built Bihar from the scratch. Therefore, he will do much more and will be able to have the full freedom now because he has won the election. His strike rate is much better in this time, so not percentage, from 43 seats to 80 seats almost going there. His performance is much better. So he will be able to dictate his agenda, which may be not similar with the BJP would like to have it. But he will go on the Vikas way with the support of the central government. I think Bihar good days are back again.
Naresh,
Bihar ke liye aa gaye.
No, I have actually a question to Prabhu. Consequent to what you've just said, a lot of people told me that this election is a transformation election from the old world, post-Mandal social coalitions to a new world. This kind of a result, who does it benefit? Does it give Nitish to then still hold on? Because irrespective of his alliance, Nitish has been the barricade for Hindutva to succeed in Bihar is the impression that I got. Do you believe that with this result, over the next 5 years, the BJP could potentially help transition from the old world politics to a new kind of politics that it wants in Bihar? Or do you believe Nitish can hold on?
You must admit, first I told you in the beginning, the transfer of votes had happened from across the caste. It is because of Nitish much more. Then in Simanchal it may be because the polarization has happened. But I am saying Nitish has got a better ground at the moment because he has come back from where he was. His recovery is much more. The credibility of Nitish Kumar on the ground was much better. So he will be in a position to dictate agenda which is not pro-Hindutva as much as the BJP would like to have. And BJP has no face there. That's the weakness of the party.
He'll still hold that
on. No face there.
You know, so far, increasingly, it was being theorized that we will see a bipolar polity nationally, where you will have BJP and a Congress becoming stronger. With the Congress disintegrating in this fashion and regional parties will begin to think that we will now have to assert ourselves, what happens to the national politics? Who is going to take on the BJP at the national level? Who will be the principal opposition in Delhi to the BJP?
Look at Tamil Nadu model. The Congress is not strong, but still part of the DMK party. Because after this, which is the regional party stronger in Bihar, it is the Nitish Kumar party at the moment.
Correct, but sir...
And after that, which is the second regional party, it is Tejashwi. It will be pendulum is going to shift. It will shift from...
Basically, it have to...
Congress party is gone.
State after state. In West Bengal, TMC is right on the top. Congress is right at the bottom.
So in
Maharashtra, which was a bastion of the Congress is nowhere on the scene.
No, our point I am trying to make a national party, what she is making, she is right, absolutely. Because once the regional party is strong party, only the national party can survive in that state.
So in that
sense,
the regional
party like TMC, Congress can't survive unless it goes with TMC.
Will it have to be a coalition of regional parties as the principal opposition to the BJP at the national level? Naresh Arora.
It is unlikely to be that kind of a scenario. Congress has a national footprint. Congress has won 99 seats in the parliament elections. No other parties or combinations can come together and claim to have a seat outside their own states. So I think it is an unlikely proposition. every state election you see that the state dynamics play much more, especially after 24 parliament elections. If you see the way BJP...
Naresh, we hope to come back to you for more in a while from now. I want to thank you for joining us. Shambhavi Chaudhary is joining us, the Member of Parliament of the Lok Jan Shakti Party from Samastipur. I just want to show our viewers on the NDTV leaderboard where her party stands. I mean, of course, the alliance is one very big, but even amongst them, questions were asked of the kind of quality of tickets that had been given by Chirag Paswan. He's answered his critics in a very resounding fashion. The BJP at 90, the JDU at 81, RJD at 20. If I look alliance-wise and look at the breakup over there, the Lok Jan Shakti Party has done incredibly well. That is the critical point over here. 21, which is up 20 seats from the last time. JDU at 81. Congratulations on your alliance's victory and also on the performance of your own regional formation, Shambhavji.
Thank you, Rahulji. Thank you so much. And I remember we had recently met at the conclave and I said I'm going to come back on your channel after NDA wins. And I think it's been a landslide victory for NDA and so far for Lok Jan Shakti Party.
Is this way beyond your wildest imagination? Forget the Kante ki takkar. This is as our headline now says, tsunami, because you got a tsunamo, like a Nemo. So tsunamo in Bihar.
See, we were very definite of our victory. Like I said earlier also that there was no doubt that NDA was winning this election. But of course, we were working very hard on the margin, on the number of seats. And I think the effort has finally paid off. There was a sense of confidence among the NDA leaders and also the voters were intact. The voters were looking towards a progressive Bihar, were looking towards a government that has advocated for the rights of every Bihari and definitely the development oriented politics that has emerged in Bihar is the sole reason behind this glorious victory.
Shambhaviji, Ankit has a question for you. Ankit.
I just wanted to ask you because Chirag Paswan has, your party leader has said that in the next election most likely his politics would be in Bihar more than that is at the center. Does this set Chirag Paswan on the stage for 2030 as possibly the young top leader of the EBCs as well, if that space is given by Mr. Nitish Kumar by 2030?
I think our national president Chirag Paswan ji had already established himself as a leader after the 2024 Lok Sabha polls, and there was no doubt that he is already an emerging face for Bihar politics. But for 2030, I think we will have to wait and watch. It is solely our leader's decision, and whatever the party decides. Right now, our focus is to deliver on our promises that we've made in the Vidhan Sabha elections and focus on our delivery.
Jem Rig has a question for you, Shambhaviji.
Shambhaviji, the way the numbers are adding up, Mr. Paswan can certainly hope that one day, just with the support of the BJP, he can become chief minister with a couple of.
आयो सुबह से लड़ाई करा रहे हो उनकी जीत भी गए फिर भी लड़ने में लगे हो आप
आज थोड़ा तो तड़का लगाते हैं. Now the आंकड़े ऐसे जुड़ रहे हैं कि अगर हम भारतीय जनता पार्टी और लोजपा की टैली ऐड कर रहे हैं, दूसरे छोटे दलों को भी ऐड कर ले, मात्र 5 अधिक विधायक लेकर एक अलग से सरकार बन सकती है. क्या भविष्य में कभी ऐसा मतलब what would the ambition of LJP be in simple words?
नहीं, आई थिंक लोक जनशक्ति पार्टी का फिलहाल तो बस एक ही गोल है. देयर इज ओनली वन एम्बिशन फॉर अस एंड दैट इज टू डिलीवर ऑन आवर promises that we've made in the Vidhan Sabha elections. Our national president Shri Chirag Paswan ji is intact with the NDA alliance and he focuses on working with our chief minister Nitish Kumar ji. So definitely there is no space for political gossip here right now, but we'll see how things. Nobody knows what the future holds.
Wow. 201.
Basically trying to say, provoking that BJP can form the government without Nitish Kumar.
वही तो बोल रहा है, सुबह से वही थ्योरी दे रहा है.
अमित शाह, if he wants it, he can form.
कि कुछ एक्साइटमेंट हो जाए. ये तो मजा नहीं आ रहा.
डालने वाला जो एक आदमी होता है ना, अच्छा खासा घर चल रहा है, 200 के पार गठबंधन हो गया. जैन लोग इज लाइक नहीं, कुछ तो झगड़ा होना चाहिए यहाँ पे. तुम दोनों टूट के अलग से सरकार बना लो.
Can I just make a point? While we have to give full credit to BJP for their great strike rate, and JM Rooks this naughty kind of question and prodding. Fact remains that in the BJP's and Chirag Paswan's party's tally also, there is the Nitish Kumar vote adding up. That's why it is becoming this big tally. So while we continue to criticize what will happen to Congress, where will they go from here, the fact remains that in large swaths of India, the BJP has to ride piggyback on its allies, whether it's Maharashtra, whether it is Bihar. See, because BJP doesn't have a big ally in West Bengal, we can't just extrapolate this election into West Bengal, because there is no Nitish there is no Chirag there. So at some level, BJP is also riding on the back of its allies.
I want to ask Shambhavi before we let her go, what does the LJP celebration look like? How does because you're young, Chirag is young. How does a LJP party celebration look like? What's the jam?
So our national president Chirag Paswan ji basically is a workaholic. So
yeah, this is a very boring and
get to work,
cliched kind of answer. What's the real answer, Shambhavi ji?
We get to spend. I think it's basically just chilling for a bit, like talking to each other about how things panned out, and then he is like, okay, now get to your constituencies, get to work and work harder this time, so that you stand up to what people are expecting out of you.
I think I'll have to ask this question off camera as well to get a real rooted, more to the ground kind of answer.
I think you'll have to ask Chirag Bhaiya this question. I think he is the better person to answer this question.
I can anticipate what his answer may look like. He'll say, come with me to Marine Drive, kuch kha ke aate hain, and he goes with his bouncers to Marine Drive, walking around. नहीं उसको पॉलिटिक्स पटना में करनी है, मुंबई में उसका इंटरेस्ट नहीं. आप सुन नहीं रहे हो, तब से तो बोल रहे कि he'll do politics in बिहार. आप उसको बॉम्बे भेजो, छोड़ दिया बॉलीवुड, छोड़ दिया बॉलीवुड. Okay, Shambhavi ji, thank you very much for joining us. This is a historic victory for the NDA, for sharing your thoughts. Thank you. Appreciate you taking out time. This is undisputedly, Jay, the coming together of the combination. The moment you've got the BJP, the JDU, the LJP, Kushwaha, Manjhi at the starting block together, the odds automatically are skewed in your favor.
Absolutely. See, this is actually the entire way of working out the alliance is what the left front used to have in Bengal. Lots of small parties, 3 seats, 4 seats, but the target vote share of the alliance will be 47+%. And I think that model the BJP has perfected here. That's point. I have a rebuttal to Sanjeev as well.
No, once again, please. Rajbhushan Nishad ji joins us, Minister of State for Jal Shakti in the Government of India. And I want to show our viewers what's happened on the Nishad dominated seats. So if I look at seats for demography, look at the Nishad dominated seats, there was so much made of Rahul Gandhi swimming, Mukesh Saini this time being with the alliance. 91% of those seats, 21 out of 23 of the Nishad dominated seats going in favor of the National Democratic Alliance. That is phenomenal. Nishad Saab, swagat hai aapka. This is a massive victory for all the swimming that they did. It seems very clearly that the fishermen community, or the seats dominated by the fishermen community, have gone very strongly for the NDA, as has the rest of Bihar. आप तो सब तरफ छाए हुए हैं.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका, और मैं आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूं निशा समाज का और पूरे बिहार की महान जनता का, हम अपनी बिहार की मातृशक्ति का, कि उनके आशीर्वाद से बिहार में आज ये एक मजबूत एनडीए की सरकार बनने जा रही है. हमको जो मेजोरिटी मिला है काफी अच्छा है.
राजभूषण निषाद जी, अभी अखिलेश यादव ने थोड़ी देर पहले ही एक स्टेटमेंट दिया है. उन्होंने ट्वीट करके बोला है कि बिहार में जो खेल एसआईआर ने किया है वो पश्चिम बंगाल, तमिलनाडु, यूपी और बाकी जगह अब नहीं हो पाएगा. बीजेपी दल नहीं छल है, और सीसीटीवी की तरह हमारा पीपीटीवी यानी कि पीडीए प्रहरी चौकन्ना होकर आप लोगों के मंसूबों को नाकाम कर देगा. तो अब आप समाजवादी पार्टी के पीपीटीवी के लिए तैयार हैं?
देखिए, अभी भी हम कहना चाहेंगे अपने विपक्ष के भाई अखिलेश जी को कि अभी भी वक्त बहुत ज्यादा नहीं बीता है. अभी भी उनको एसआईआर का समर्थन करना चाहिए. जिस तरह से घुसपैठिए देश में घुस रहे हैं, और देश के लोग कभी बर्दाश्त नहीं करेंगे कि बांग्लादेशी घुसपैठिए और किसी भी देश के घुसपैठिए बिहार में या देश में कहीं भी इन्फिल्ट्रेट करें. और जिस तरह से इन लोगों ने इन्फिल्ट्रेटर्स का सपोर्ट किया है, यहाँ की बिहार की जनता समझती है, और इसलिए इन लोगों को जो गलतफहमी फैलाने का काम किया, इनको जवाब दिया है बिहार की जनता ने।
अंकित
सर, ये जो वीआईपी पार्टी और सन ऑफ मल्ला के नाम से जो मुकेश सहनी जी ने पूरी कोशिश की थी कि इस बार वो एडिशनल वोट लेके आ पाए एमजीपी की तरफ, महागठबंधन की तरफ, आपको लगता है जिस तरीके का परफॉर्मेंस है, उनका जो स्टार्टअप है वो पिछली बार आपके साथ तो चल पाया था, इस बार चल नहीं पाया, तो उनका क्या फ्यूचर देखते हैं आप वीआईपी पार्टी का?
देखिए, हमारा जो निषाद समाज का नेचुरल अलायंस एनडीए के साथ है, क्योंकि हम त्रेता युग से ही हम भगवान जो केवट महाराज थे, जिनके हम वंशज हैं, उनका अलायंस था भगवान राम के साथ, उनकी मित्रता थी भगवान राम के साथ, और जिसने राम को लाया है, राम को सम्मान देने का काम किया है, अयोध्या में केवट राज का भी मंदिर बनाने का काम किया है, निषादों के सम्मान के लिए जिन पार्टी ने काम किया है, हमारी एनडीए के गठबंधन ने काम किया है, तो निश्चित रूप से बिहार के निषाद समझते हैं कि हमको एनडीए के साथ रहना है और मजबूत एनडीए की सरकार बनाना है। कोई भी आदमी आ जाए, आपने देखा कि महाभारत के समय में कर्ण जैसे महारथी भी अगर अधर्म के साथ खड़ा हुआ तो उसका खात्मा हो गया। कोई भी आदमी हो, नेता हो, बिहार के विकास के लिए जो खड़ा रहा, विकसित बिहार के लिए जो खड़ा रहा, मेरे जैसे साधारण आदमी की बात को भी लोगों ने माना।
ओके, जय मृग हैज अ पॉइंट, अ डेटा एक्सपर्ट जय मृग हैज अ पॉइंट। यस जय।
देखिए, जो मुकेश सहनी जी है, उन्होंने एक बड़ा आंकड़ा प्रस्तुत किया था कि हम निषाद, केवट, मल्ला, तुराहा, ये जो 4 सबकास्ट है, हम मिला के 9% वोट है, कुशवाहा से भी डबल है, कुशवाहा 4.25 है, हम 9 है, एंड हम एक बड़ा M2Y बना के एक सुनामी लाने वाले हैं बिहार में। उसका क्या हुआ? आपको क्या लगता है कि ये चारों जो छोटे ग्रुप्स थे आपके पास आ गए? व्हाट हैपेंड टू द निषाद वोट? हुआ क्या?
देखिए, निषादों का जो वोट है वो निश्चित रूप से एनडीए के साथ हमेशा से रहा है और रहेगा भी, इसलिए कि निषाद के सम्मान के लिए मैं लगातार अपने कैंपेन में अपनी बात को रखा कि केंद्र में मैं पहली बार एमपी बना और केंद्र में मंत्री बनाया गया, तो निश्चित रूप से निषाद समाज को सम्मानित करने के लिए बनाया गया। बिहार सरकार में भी 3 मंत्री बनाए गए और भी जगह आयोग में जगह दिया गया। तो निषादों को जो राजनीतिक भागीदारी देने की बात है वो एनडीए की सरकार ने किया है। और अति पिछड़ा के सम्मान के लिए आपने देखा कि किस तरह से पंचायती राज चुनाव में भी लोगों को आरक्षण देने का काम किया हमारी सरकार ने। तो ये सब सारे फैक्टर मिलाकर के निषाद समाज मजबूती के साथ एनडीए के साथ खड़ा रहा। कोई कुछ भी बोले, आपने देखा कि एक तरफ जो महागठबंधन है वो इंटैक्ट भी नहीं था। मछली मारने गए थे राहुल गांधी जी, लेकिन उसमें तेजस्वी जी गायब थे, तो उनको मल्लाहों का वोट मछली नहीं चाहिए था। और जिस तरह से उन लोगों ने अपमानित करने का काम किया, निषादों के जो भाई मुकेश सहनी जी को भी जिस तरह से रुलाने का काम किया, निषाद समाज ये समझता है कि भाई हमारे
Dr. Rajbhushan Nishad for joining us and for this big victory. Thank you. Congratulations. I want to go across to Anshul Avijit. Anshul, you know, you've been a storyteller in your past life. When you look at the results, which read 201 versus 36, you come from the state of Bihar, from a family with a lot of political lineage. This is just the ultimate decimation of the Gadbandhan vote. This is living a nightmare.
Yeah, it's certainly a very, very grim picture. It's a disturbing picture, and you know the results are almost out there. It's a fait accompli. There's nothing to be said over there. I can give you certain reasons as the story unravels and the vote share unravels of why it has happened. I mean, I think you put it as well that there have been 2 coalition blocks that performed. Apparently, the NDA had greater heft in that coalition block with a greater number of caste votes. You know, the way to understand Bihar, I still agree, is the filter of caste. You can't get away from that. I think on the backdrop of this was the 10,000 vote transfer, 10,000 rupees transfer. Maybe we underestimated the centrality or the sentimental appeal of Nitish Kumar in this election. Maybe that was another reason. There were a number of reasons why it could have lost. This is about Atma Manthan now, and we'll go back and think about what has happened.
Veera has a question for you, Anshul.
No, Anshul, would you, when you give me that analysis, would you then concede that this was a fair election, A, and you lost fair and square? B, where does the Congress go from here, both in Bihar and for the rest? I mean, how much of a blow is it for the Congress to be at the numbers that you are in Bihar at the moment?
Veera, I think the strength of the Congress has always been that it attracts votes from all cross sections. Perhaps it's a weakness as well because it doesn't have one caste bloc voting for it. You know, even in 2010, when we fought the election alone, it got about 8 to 10% of the votes. Though that vote share may have declined right now, it is not, you can't say we've absolutely forsaken it. We will make a comeback. We've been there before. I can say quite candidly that yes, Congress has been in its weakest in Bihar in the last 75 years, or even after, the Government of India Act 1935, when the elections were held, it's been possibly the weakest, but we still will hold our own. We have our strengths, we will capitalize on them. I think the weaknesses are that there has been no expansion, organizational expansion of the Congress party because of the compulsions of Gathbandhan politics. In Bhojpur, we never even fought a seat for the last 10 years. I mean, the district president was telling me कि हम लोग यहाँ सीट नहीं लड़ेंगे, तो यहाँ पर संगठन बढ़ेगा कैसे?
So you concede that it's a fair election, it was a fair election, the pitch was fair, and the Congress lost the game because of the arithmetic that it did not have. The MGB lost the game. Would you say that?
I will say that the Election Commission has been severely compromised. I know you've gone about saying that, the SIR didn't have traction. There is not always a linear relationship between the issues you raise and political outcomes. For example, there's economic doom in Bihar. It doesn't mean that people have voted for the NDA because it's booming or you're seeing some kind of economic growth. There is a disparity between issues raised, which must be raised, because they're of national concern and political outcomes. It's not a linear relationship.
Just one quick question. You said that we are unable to expand because of coalition compulsions. Are you suggesting that the RJD is responsible for your bad performance?
No. Absolutely not. They're in coalition politics. First of all, you don't get the pick of the seats because you're not the strongest partner.
But even in the ones that you got, your strike rate is really bad. They should actually be thankful they didn't give you more seats.
And what kind of seats?
Because last time, out of 70, you got 19. This time, out of 61, you've got 4. Your strike rate is abysmal. Why should the RJD give you any more seats?
I'll just add to Padmaja, Anshul. This 4 is the same number you got in 2010 when the center was with the Congress party. Even then you got 4, right? Even now you got 4. Tell me one thing, a party whose established vote share is not more than 6 to 8 cannot win more than 4 to 5 seats on its own. Should it be bargaining for 60, 70 or leaving more seats for allies which have a better strike rate, a better possible conversion?
No, I don't agree with that at all. The reason why it's been a constricted space for the Congress in Bihar because of the nature of Gathbandhan politics. There are compromises. I would say there are even sacrifices that have been made in that for the last 10, 15 years. Whatever the nature, there was an other motive behind that. That continues. But the Congress themselves, the organization has suffered. Right? And therefore unable to grow. I'm telling you, there are districts where the district president has been crying because the seats haven't been given. Not even one seat. It's important to fight seats. Of course, it's important to win. Of course, electoral outcomes are important. But it's important to fight them so that the organization remains strong and robust. That has been denied to us. There have been many other factors which we'll have to go into. There has to be soul searching. I'm not denying the nature of the verdict. Yes, it has been. We'll have to go into the reasons why. SIR is also a factor. There are many other factors which we'll have to delve into. Many of them you've discussed. I believe that in the 2 caste blocks that have been formed in coalition politics, they have the upper hand. It's been consolidated in their favor at this point of time.
One of the closest elections this time is being fought in Raghopur. The supposedly mighty Tejashwi Yadav contesting as the chief ministerial candidate for the Gathbandhan, currently trailing by a couple of thousand votes.
3,230.
Against Satish Kumar of the BJP. What does this suggest, Anshul, that in the Yadav bastion of Raghopur, your alliance's most prominent face, legatee of Lalu Yadav, at this time fighting to save his political career?
Kumar is also Yadav.
Look, I'm not going to comment on individual seats. I don't know what's happening there. The outcome may be very different. let's stick to the broad sort of outlines here, which have been suggested by you and which I will add to. Yes, there is an overwhelming sort of victory for the NDA, and the reason for that is, I don't believe the reason for that can be the economic boom of Bihar, which you are forgetting, right? Bihar is in economic despair at the moment. So people could not have voted because they say, no, Bihar is growing so rapidly, there are jobs, there is industry, migration has stopped. That's
Anshul, Kanchan wants to make a point and a question. Yes, Kanchanda.
I'm very curious. This thing you're repeatedly mentioning that Bihar faces a very bleak economic future, present and future. But you see, even in a state like Himachal, which you won, and won quite decisively, you have not been able to deliver on any one of your promises. In Karnataka, you are actually cutting back on development expenditure. In Telangana, it's the same thing. In Himachal, you are withholding salaries. You are rolling back salaries. So why should people trust you? I mean, if it is a question of the economy, why should people trust you at all?
Well, why should they trust the NDA?
I know NDA has given something.
There's no non-linear relationship.
Baba, if you are saying that the NDA has done nothing, then I'm sorry, there is no scope for a conversation. But to look inwards is very necessary. Rahul Gandhi goes from state to state. In Himachal, he made 5 promises. What happened to those promises? In Karnataka, he makes 5 promises. Where are those promises? In Telangana, he says 5 promises. Where are those promises? So somebody will call you to account. We are not.
Yeah, so should the Prime Minister, who said there will be 75,000 investment
at the cost of development.
So that there will be investment of 2.5 lakh crores in Bihar. The last time the investment was barely 5,000 crores. Where are the jobs that the NDA promised? That's what I'm trying to say.
The answer to that is not to promise one government job per family and come up with a total expenditure which is 4 times the annual budget of Bihar. Who will believe you? Who will trust you? And Congress endorsed that manifesto.
It's a fair point. I just want to
that's counterfactual because the mathematics, we worked it out, but it will never play out. Let's see the kind of economics that will play out here in the future. I've been trying to say that there is not a linear relationship between here economic suffering and electoral outcomes. This is what has simply happened in Bihar. There have been numerous other factors which we'll have to go to. Many of them I've got to know through you and through your channel. I mean, all of you have discussed it.
Okay, I just want to bring this conversation back to Raghopur seat that you all were discussing, and I'm throwing this up.
1,300.
Most important, and I'm just asking you guys this. You know Raghopur much better. I know nothing of it. 19.2% is the addition to the vote that the BJP has got this time. The change this time is plus 19.2%. Tejashwi is down 3.0%. I mean, the result could go either ways. Result could be Tejashwi eventually winning, but the fact that the
even
BJP
has to fight in a seat like this, that is
and the surge of 20% vote share to the BJP candidate in your star chief ministerial face's seat.
You know, just to put this in context for people who are not familiar with Bihar, because there was another VIP seat that was much in vogue in 2024, and the election before that. Raghopur is to the RJD what Amethi was to the Congress. So for Tejashwi Yadav to be losing Raghopur, who hasn't fought from here,
but Padmaja,
Rabri Devi has been
she lost by 12,000 votes.
Won by BJP earlier also.
Yes, they defeated Rabri Devi 10 years ago.
He is also Yadav.
Correct, that is correct.
Let us put in perspective.
That is correct, but it's still
was won by another Yadav who had won earlier, defeating the chief minister at that time.
That is correct, sir. 10 years.
It is not a big thing.
Yeah, so we have said that, but still
doesn't have that kind of reputation anyway. That if you
I'll come to Veera's point.
Can I make some points?
I just want to build on this. The fact, since you had said last time, I'm going to finish the debate. No, the buck stops here today. The fact is that Raghopur is also a seat where basically Tejashwi Yadav said that I don't have the time, मैं यहाँ फंस नहीं सकता, तो मेरी माता जी यहाँ संभालेंगे. It was Rabri Devi who was going door to door, and such was the comfort. Assume that this is family. You know, they kept saying Raghopur is family. This is some place where you don't even have to bother. हम आपके सुख दुख के साथी हैं. And if those people are not voting for you, then it's quite a big rejection. It is a family bastion.
Can I just make a quick point on this? Couple of points? Because Jay, we were talking about, Prabhu sir was also speaking about the Jan Swaraj candidate. Yes. If there is a difference, if the difference between
1.6%.
No, no, but all I'm trying to
Swaraj has polled 1600.
all I'm trying to say that it is just not about the number of votes they have polled. Prashant Kishore's initial campaign against Tejashwi Yadav of Novi failed, Jungle Raj, Chara Chor has had an impact. It has built that kind of narrative which
you have a
eventually
point.
the NDA could able to fly with Jungle Raj and everything else. What I'm saying is that
Prashant Kishore's campaign has helped the NDA as we've been discussing at some level.
Exactly. Because it discouraged Tejashwi Yadav. It talks about his educational credentials. Nobody was doing that. It was not the BJP which was attacking him on that.
Can I please make a couple of points? Mira's point. Now let the bugs
later. It came later. But
There are other shows in NDTV apart from the Buck
he was
Stops.
also.
He spoke about this guy Samrat Chaudhary also.
But he was the
Samrat Chaudhary
challenger.
has been
Padmaja,
defended.
he was the Tejaswi was the challenger. Samrat Chaudhary was in the combination which was still in power. He was the challenger. The challenger got discredited in a way that they are now facing
Okay,
the
Far right now. Please come back in.
Second. Before Tehseen, you come in. Sorry to make
No,
you
no
wait.
problem.
I just want to play out for our viewers, gentle reminder that it was on NDTV Power Play, which by the way, NDTV Power Play, Amit Shah, Home Minister, speaking to us, was the top show across all genres, in the news genre, across all channels, and it was there he gave an exact number of what he expected the BJP to get, what he expected the NDA to get. Listen in.
आपको ये कॉन्फिडेंस है कि इस वक्त बीजेपी अपना बेस्ट एफर परफॉर्मेंस बीट कर पाएगी?
अभी दूसरा चरण थोड़ा प्रचार वहां पर पिकअप नहीं हुआ है. बीजेपी की सीट बाय सीट आकलन करना अभी दूसरे चरण का बहुत कठिन है, परंतु जो ओवरऑल मैक्रो पॉलिटिकल एटमॉस्फेयर बना है, एनडीए गठबंधन 160 के आसपास सीट जीत कर आएगा और जो बचा है वो सारा सब में बटेगा.
He was absolutely clear. He was absolutely clear that we are going to go 160 plus. Tehseen Poonawala.
So there is one update on my conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Okay. 91 BJP, 22 LJP, 5 HAM, 4 RLM is 122. It's past the halfway mark.
Congratulations. Why don't you become their consultant and get them to form the government? Good luck to you. Maybe eventually you'll become a politician, Jay. You can fight from Bihar, from Raghopur. Okay, on your ticket.
Raghopur and whose ticket?
On his own ticket. Jay Suraj party can
But no, listen, then I have one more point.
Let him speak, Jay, for heaven's sake.
Very long time.
Let him speak.
Padmaja, there is simply no data to suggest that there is no linear correlation between economic poverty and losing or winning elections. The fact is Bihar is growing at 13%. It's got the highest per statewide GDP growth, and that's one of the reasons why GSDP, which is why the BJP and Nitish Kumar had a sort of a momentum going, and they could afford to make those schemes. Second number thing, I think the Congress has to introspect. Is the caste census thing working for the Congress? Now the reason I'm saying this is, you did some sort of a survey in Karnataka. You didn't release it. You've done it again. You did something in Telangana. The people, when I went to Bihar, when I went to Chhattisgarh,
but it happened in Bihar.
That was caste survey.
Yes.
Now the question that people ask when I went to Patna, you're right, is ठीक है, ये करने के बाद what next? What is that one model that Rahul Gandhi has given the people of India? As Kanchan asked the Meera Kumar's son, who also comes from a nice dynastic family, what is the model that Congress has given? And that is a question we have to ask. They have a Narendra Modi model, you have a Nemo model. You like it or dislike it. What is the Congress model? I don't know it. Is it socialism? Is it welfareism? Is it capitalism? What is that model?
Padmaja, I will just add one sentence to what he said. He and I were transiting through the same airport recently. And I was, his flight had taken off and I was stranded alone with no one to chat with. I just casually walked around the shops over there, and a couple of them, young kids, I asked, Rahul keeps on talking about against this industry group, that how they are dragging us down. So, all of them had the same answer. उनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, हाँ हमारे लिए ये नौकरी है. He wants to take away our jobs. Our rosy roti is being put on stake by a man who wants to pull down this industrial house. Now, this perception has a multiplier effect because there are families, then families have families. Why do we always gloss over the butterfly effect of whatever Rahul Gandhi says? The man is actually causing enormous damage to his party.
Okay.
So I just want to...
I want to actually...
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
See, Tehseen, you made a very relevant point about what are the issues Mr. Rahul Gandhi is picking up. I think one thing we must pick up from Madhya Pradesh, but more from Maharashtra and Bihar, that let's look at the commonality between Madhya Pradesh and, since you're also a serious politician, let's look at the commonality between Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, where the Ladli Behna scheme was replicated. In Madhya Pradesh, the BJP actually lost power due to an upper caste anger against reservation, which manifested as a Sapaks party. They were briefly out of power. Then after some time when they come back, they start with this Behna scheme, and they have a 50% vote share in the next assembly election. Yeah.
Maharashtra becomes a more of an ICU case for the BJP.
Correct.
They are routed in the Lok Sabha. They then come and say we are coming with the Ladli Behna scheme on a much more elaborate scale. They again touch a 49% vote share.
Yes. Yeah.
So the thing that the Congress party needs to think about is that if it were to peddle only identity politics or caste census as one issue, has the opposition already found the antidote in women's? Sorry, Ankit, sorry, Kay and Tehseen, I will tell you this, and I'm saying this with knowledge of what a bit of how the Congress has seen this. Now there are different states, and I've been saying this. There is a Tamil Nadu, Bihar kind of state where you have the regional ally who's the superpower. You have to learn to be back.
Yeah.
It needs a different model there. Just as the BJP has a Karnataka model, it has a Bihar model, it has a national model. There are Congress versus BJP states where the Congress has to act differently. Now, while dismissing the fact that they are confused, the fact is that they're at a stage right now that there is absolutely no clarity in terms of what the road ahead is and how to consolidate that position. And this, I hope, this defeat, Ankit, would help in coming through in Tamil Nadu, and that's my state, and I'm saying this because the one thing you cannot allow in a state like Tamil Nadu is hard bargaining for seats resulting in friction inside an alliance.
Let's take that to Dr. Tripathi. Let's take that to Dr. Tripathi, who's joining us at this moment, the spokesperson of the Congress party. Not a good day in office, not a good day to be on television at this moment. Dr. Tripathi, let me very quickly understand from you, because the discussion here was what is it that the Congress presents as a model to the people that they would in fact be attracted to the Congress party. The vote chori, at least that slogan has not worked in Bihar. The numbers are there to see. And also, what is it that the Congress party stands for? That's the question that the Congress possibly would have to look into now.
I think, Ankit, it's not a good day, and looking at the numbers, the winners walk with all the glory, Chanakya Niti, master strokes and everything, and losers take the big baths, and here we are taking the big baths. And it's very fashionable, I've seen, Ankit, to on day of results like this, to write off Congress. What is Congress doing? What is Congress doing? The whole point of Ladki Behna Yojana, the whole point of Ladli Behna Yojana, the whole point of giving 10,000 rupees cash to women, it comes from the the Congress policies of welfareism. They have picked up a leaf out of the socialist book, and they have picked out a leaf of giving cash incentives to women, and which has been turning tides and after tides. And obviously, they are in the power, they have resources and everything, and it's very easy to write. I was listening to all the panelists here. What is Congress bringing? Vote chori didn't break eyes and everything. We see people, brought in flooded in trains from Haryana to Bihar to vote, and there have been independent fact checkers of. I have a list: Ranjan Thakur, Nagendra Jha, Prashant Kumar, Santosh Ojha, Sanjay Jha, Ajay Kumar, Uday Kumar, and the common factor among all these 9-10 people that I've listed out is they are BJP.
Okay, Dr. Tripathi, just hold on. Kanchana has a question for you. Go ahead,
2019, Rahul Gandhi came up with this fantastic proposal of universal basic income. So irrespective of whether a person has a job or doesn't have a job, a universal basic income amount would be paid into that person's bank account by the government. Okay, and the whole scheme was done on paper, it was presented, how it would be funded, and it was led by him. Why is it that nobody believed him? Why is it that he could not build a bridge of trust between the voter and the party with his universal basic income scheme? If universal basic income is all right for the Congress and its leader, how is it that UBI in another form is not acceptable to you?
Okay.
Because we were not in power, you know, the whole point of the unemployment allowance being given by the present NDA.
No. You're confusing it. Please do not change the terms. You use the words universal basic income. I am saying what the government is giving away now is another name for universal basic income.
Let her respond.
When you provide cash dole, this is the same government that was saying Revdi culture, we have trained the Revdi culture, and what we see elections after elections is I think it's a matter of trust deficit because we are not in power, we don't have the resources to reach out to the people, because Tejashwi also promised, you know, cash incentives, cash security to Jivika Didi. Tejashwi promised, you know, jobs at every house. Tejashwi promised health insurance, which Jivika Didis have been on board. 30,000, 2 lakh Jivika Didis have been on board since 2023 demanding secure proper uniform.
Bhai, in Himachal you are in power. Sir, you haven't delivered over there.
Sir, no. So we'll get to that point. You're making a fair point. You know, he's saying Himachal, but I want to get to the larger question in terms of Bihar. Bring the focus back on Bihar. You know, would you concede at the end of the day it's alliance arithmetic? And I asked this question to Abhijit as well just a short while ago. The core point is that this was a fair election, you lost fair and square, and arithmetic was the reason. Would you concede that today?
I don't think we fought well, we had an excellent alliance dynamics, we were equal partners in alliance, and the reasons why we lost, you know, this 10,000 rupees, it actually looks on the face of it, but we will introspect on why we lost very badly. The numbers are for us to see, but you don't go back to the alliance dynamics. Saying alliance dynamics was threatened, alliance dynamics was unstable.
Ma'am, on the day the voters, the people who voted Congress, once again ma'am, people who voted Congress, they expected Rahul to be here. Where is Rahul Gandhi? Where is Rahul Gandhi today?
So let her finish. Let her complete her answer. Go ahead, doctor.
You know, I am accepting people's verdicts, sir, and this is the reality that we are facing here today. But you know, going to question the alliance dynamics at the end of the day, I think it's a very far-fetched point which I don't want to make, because we have been an equal partner and we fought it on the pitch of development, we fought on the pitch of vote chori, we fought on the pitch of kamai, dawai, sunwai, jan sunwai, and things like that, karwahi, and we were promising.
Dr. Tripathi, may I just request you to stay on with me at this moment? I don't want it to become like a grilling session, because of course it's a bad day for the Congress in office, but the fact is that questions and introspection would have to be done for the opposition as well. There is some breaking news coming in at this moment. Cracks in the Mahagathbandhan after a rout that they are facing in Bihar. CPIM has hit out at the Congress party and has said India bloc needs serious introspection. India bloc should learn a lesson. D. Raja of the CPIM has spoken. Let's listen.
CPI, not
CPI, not CPIM.
ये ना इसको बोले
bloc parties must do serious introspection, self-critically analyze what happened, because what we witnessed during campaign, it was a different scene.
So I'll tell you what, Ankit, you know, we can say cracks, etc. I think INDIA alliance cracks, we'll look at it later. The CPI would be extremely disappointed, because in Bihar, if you were to even look at the MGB manifesto release day at Hotel Maurya, there was a lot of hope around the CPI-ML. They were hoping that they would be able to retain their strike rate. So there is a sense of disappointment about this. And if the Congress says it's sacrifice to keep coalition together, I think the left has also made its sacrifices to keep the coalition and be part of the coalition. I would be keenly watching how this plays out in Kerala.
Two facts.
But at this time, when we are talking about this whole, pressure politics, it was the left parties also, put a lot of pressure on the coalition. There are 3 seats that we are talking about where there is a friendly fight because of the left.
So the person who should be extremely worried about that kind of pressure politics and who I think would be very relieved at some level will be M.K. Stalin. Because when it comes to Tamil Nadu, if there is too much pressure from the Congress for seats and too much pressure from the CPI from the left for seats in an election which is close, which is a 3-way fight, it could be very difficult for the DMK to
But to be honest, Congress never pushes itself in Tamil Nadu.
No, they were trying to this time.
They tried last time willy-nilly. They accepted 25 seats. I think with this 4-seat performance, Stalin has got some more elbow room.
Correct. That's right.
Absolutely. And Bengal, I don't think Bengal.
But I think India bloc is together at the moment. I don't think that will collapse.
No, and
I don't think that will collapse. I think there is a data guy from Tamil Nadu who's flirting with the idea of Vijay, but I don't think that will work out. He may put out his fake data or his data that he claims to be, but I hope that it sticks to the DMK, not to.
I just want to very quickly, because we are talking about the losing alliance right now. Just take a look at these numbers, and because we are talking about the Congress's heft now going forward in elections, when when you talk about Tamil Nadu, and others, Congress is at this moment at 4, and Owaisi has 1 seat more than the Congress party. The biggest thing that the Congress party possibly was bringing to its allies, both in Uttar Pradesh and other places, was that it will bring the Muslim vote. It would not let the Muslim vote.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir. Ankit, you will be glad that I interrupted you. The percentage of the vote in Raghopur for the BJP candidate seems to be increasing. He's now got a change of plus 20.6% vis-a-vis Tejashwi going down minus 3.6%.
So what I'm trying to say is that for the Congress party to even go with that assumption that I will bring the Muslim vote, if you don't take me, I will divide it, this election is going to be a big hit. Owaisi has been able to not only retain the 5 seats that he did in 2020, he has also made the difference in 9 seats for the Mahagathbandhan as far as this election is concerned.
Ankit, can I talk on the Muslim thing? As somebody who comes from that religion and who votes Congress, I met a lot of Muslims. The question that the Muslims ask is the same question every young Indian asks, which is what Kanchan Dada and I were just talking. What is the agenda and the economic development? That is an answer that the Congress party hasn't given. Point number 2, and I think which is very important, is what happens when you don't give tickets to Muslims, and the kind of Muslim representation that should be given should be progressive Muslims. Is that happening? That is not happening. How many tickets were given to Muslims in this RJD Congress alliance? You want 100% Muslim vote.
But Tehsin, by that logic, the entire NDA, JDU gave 4 seats to the Muslims. They are still winning those seats.
So that is because the Muslims who came back into Simachal to vote and stayed back, half of them wanted to vote for MIM only to make a point. That is something even Mr. Jha was talking about. There is a legitimate reasoning with Muslims, with liberal Muslims who are saying we don't want to be associated with the stereotyping Muslims. We want liberal developmental politics with an economic model. We want representation, we want tickets. That is not happening either with the RJD Congress or other
are you saying then, you have followed this very closely, are you saying then, you and Jay, that if they had gone with Asad Owaisi, because I know for a fact, at least I got the indication that Asad was very keen on being part of the MGB alliance. MGB leaders turn around and tell me, no, he was just playing on. The sense I got was that he was very keen to be part of the alliance, but the RJD said, no, we will manage on our own.
He was ready to, in fact, settle for 6 seats. He only asked for 6 seats.
So you believe it would have been, in hindsight, a better choice?
In hindsight, you can say anything, but I thought at that point of time, it would have polarized like anything.
Was knowing OIC pretty well for many years. This is his little game. He will say, give me only this many seats, I will be with you. No, he is not interested in that. He will contest on his own. He doesn't want to be part of any alliance. Because what he has done is, with 5 seats, with Congress's 4 seats, he has shown to the Muslims who is a better option for them.
Yeah.
This is the syndrome which we are missing over here.
See, I think the problem is more fundamental. It's not about just the Congress's ability to pull in all the minority votes. The problem is the MGB has got shrink wrapped to exactly what its core base is, and just that.
Yeah.
That's practically zero addition from elsewhere, or whatever little rainbow they had built, even that withered away.
Correct.
So I think that is the real problem. They've got shrink wrapped to just the core base.
See, also, the question that we were talking about, the narrative. Now, while this
Which
is
one,
a
the
body
polarizing
blow,
narrative, yeah.
like it's a body blow to the SIR narrative that Rahul Gandhi and
You are
Voturi-
referring to the polarizing now.
Yes, and look at the other narrative that has worked. The narrative, and that will be the problem for Mamata Banerjee and also in Assam. The Ghuspatia narrative, if it plays out, it will be a much bigger narrative in Assam and West Bengal, more than what we have seen in Bihar. It was something that was consistent by the BJP, led by the Home Minister, and you would see a lot of impact of that now going into
Veera
Assam.
and Ankit, just coming to the Sir issue. The first piece that I did for NDTV before the election was actually based on Sir data and reducing number of voters. There was a very interesting observation that I had. 2000 election, when Lalu Yadav won, if you treat that as a peak, and between 2000 2005 there was a Sir which actually reduced about 13% of the voters.
Correct, 46.05% they dipped.
Absolutely.
Correct.
That election, KJ Rao reduced them further. What was in evidence that time? That the more the genuine number of voters that remained, the BJP performed better.
Okay, I want to very quickly go across to Nikhil Anand, National General Secretary of the Bharatiya Janata Party, OBC Morcha. This becomes very, very important.
Litti Choka and Idli Sambar with me when we were in Patna, Mr. Nikhil Anand.
Nikhil, congratulations. Thank you for joining us. I want to understand from you the scale of this victory. We have been talking about how there has been always a counter polarization of other OBCs in favor of the NDA. This time it seems that we have been able to also cross that barrier in seats where there is a Yadav versus Yadav candidate, and Raghopur is an example. Yadavs have also voted for you. How has the BJP been able to achieve that?
And this has ensured that... Hello?
Nikhil, can you hear us?
Yeah. Tell me.
Nikhil, I was just asking that, there is always this theory in Bihar that because of the Yadav's consolidation for the RJD, the other OBCs consolidate for the NDA. But this time, even in the Yadav bastion of Raghopur, where there is a Yadav majority, a Yadav versus Yadav playing out, but playing out in favor of the NDA, in favor of the BJP.
Yeah, the reason is that Tejashwi Yadav has failed miserably in this election to lead the party and to lead the coalition. You see the whole strategy, the way he tried to remove Lalu Yadav and Rabri Devi from their posters, and he was single-handedly he tried to bring himself up, and his posters were put in a larger than life size, and in the whole campaign scenario, you see that...
Mr. Anand, hold on to that thought. Nitin Gadkari...
महत्त्वाचा आहे आणि म्हणून मागील 10-15 वर्षामध्ये NDAचे जे डबल इंजिन सरकार होतं, त्यांनी बिहारच्या विकासाकरता जे कार्य केलं, त्याच्यावर बिहारच्या जनतेने शिक्कामोर्तब केलं आणि ही ऐतिहासिक विजय हा दिलेला आहे. मी याबद्दल बिहारच्या जनतेला मनपूर्वक धन्यवाद देतो आणि मोदीजी आणि नितीश कुमार यांच्या नेतृत्वाखाली पुन्हा एकदा असाच बिहारचा विकास होईल आणि बिहार हे प्रगतशील, समृद्ध, संपन्न आणि विकसनशील राज्य म्हणून निश्चितपणे पुढे तयार होईल असा मला विश्वास आहे. पुन्हा एकदा बिहारच्या जनतेला खूप खूप धन्यवाद, अभिनंदन.
In Gadkari, Jay, if you could, translate that for us, for our viewers.
Very simple. It's a double engine government of the Chief Minister and Prime Minister Modi. Shika Murtab means formal endorsement and Rajyabhishek. So he said uska formal endorsement or Rajyabhishek hua hai.
Okay. And are we going back to Nikhil Anand now?
We're just going back to Nikhil Anand, but let me also, get this story going at this moment. Shashi Tharoor of the Congress party, Congress MP, has in fact hit out at the RJD. He has gone ahead and taunted the RJD and has said that RJD should look at their own performance. Congress wasn't the senior partner in the alliance in Bihar. He was not invited to campaign in Bihar and hence he did not. But he is saying that just don't pick on the Congress party. Look at the performance of the entire alliance, especially the senior partner.
Shashi Tharoor is sending out some kind of bomb for the Congress at the moment, saying
let's listen in first.
Remember, we were not the senior partner in the alliance, and that RJD also has to look carefully at its own performance. The women voters were certainly given some incentives just before the code of conduct. Whether we like it or not, unfortunately, that is legal under our laws. It's from the day of the announcement of the elections that you can no longer do that. But anyway, let's analyze the results in detail. I think that ultimately those who were directly involved in the campaign, I unfortunately wasn't there and I wasn't invited to campaign in Bihar, so I can't tell you much myself from personal experience. All I can say is those who are involved will certainly study it, I'm sure, in greater depth.
Veera, he's playing the good cop, bad cop, both in the same statement.
This is Tharoor talk, but he's just, I think, basically sent out that subtle message that I wasn't invited, but hopefully he'll be invited for the campaign in Kerala.
I'm not sure how potent he would have been if he would have been invited to campaign in Bihar. Would have made an impact on the
Come on. In Tharoor English?
No, but hang on.
No, Nikhil Anand is still there. Let's just go across to Nikhil Anand. Very briefly, I just wanted to ask you, because Nikhil Anand was one of the first politicians that I met when I was in Patna, and he happily had litti choka with idli sambar with me at the restaurant and debated with the JDU, the RJD, the Jan Swaraj spokesperson. Sir, you tell me, did you have an iota of an idea that your NDA will be at 198 when you had that lunch with me? Be honest.
Veera, actually we were hoping to reach 160, 170, but it is really exceptional. But the reason is RJD itself, which has sabotaged the whole election scene for themselves. And we took the lead. The credibility factor of Nitish Kumar is always there. The way he gave his space to the women folk, the youngsters and all. This has worked well. And this conviction was not there for Tejashwi Yadav. And people visualize Tejashwi Yadav as a deliberate CM contender. And that is why PM repeated that Congress के ऊपर कट्टा भिड़ा के आरजेडी ने खुद को सीएम कैंडिडेट छीना, तो ऑफ कोर्स इट वाज देयर एंड देयर वाज नॉट अ कोहेसिव कैंपेन फॉर ग्रैंड अलायंस एंड ऑफ कोर्स नरेंद्र मोदी जी, नीतीश कुमार जी, टू क्रेडिबल फेसेस दैट क्रिएटेड अ बिग booster for all the people of Bihar vote for NDA, and here RJD has failed. And Tejashwi Yadav was, of course, shying away from Rahul Gandhi, and that is why in many of the debates I said that if RJD has the guts, they should campaign taking along Rahul Gandhi, Pappu Yadav and Kanhaiya together.
Okay.
If Tejashwi Yadav can campaign held 25 rallies with Rahul Gandhi,
5,000 votes.
Now almost 4,829, close to 5,000 votes he's trailing by Tejashwi Yadav.
That's right. 42,230 votes is what he's got. I mean, what the BJP candidate has got so far. 37,000.
No, the EC is a little higher. The BJP candidate is 44,929 and Tejashwi is 40,100.
It's incredible what is happening. But I just want to
beyond the point, these numbers become meaningless.
But Veera,
go ahead.
I just want to add something.
Nikhil Anand is just trying to make a point.
One credible face in Raghopur.
Okay. Go ahead, Nikhil Anand.
Veera, I'm saying Satish Yadav is one credible face in Raghopur who has defeated Rabri Devi in 2010. And he is contesting there for last 4-5 elections. And people there know him well. He is reaching every household In usual, when there is no election, he is even visiting the places. So Tejashwi Yadav is just a visitor of the election time.
If he loses Raghopur, you think it will affect his control over the party?
Not visiting.
No. I don't think that there is a question as far as the RJD is concerned when it comes to succession. That is settled in the RJD. And also, let's not forget, he's 36-year-old. He has age on his side. So it would not be wise to write off after whatever the victory or defeat or the magnitude of this defeat is. This was the same in 2010. They were able to come back. People say Nitish Kumar gave that opportunity to the RJD, gave them the oxygen in 2015, and then Tejashwi Yadav was able to build on that in 2020.
Irrespective of what happens at Raghopur, you're saying Tejashwi Yadav will be the leader of opposition eventually in the assembly in Bihar?
No, he cannot be, because
if he gets an MLC or moves in through
absolutely, or he still remains.
Numbers for MLC with 29 and 6.
So what next? If you're not LOP, what he will not have? I mean, he'll just have to be the leader.
He will have to do what Prashant Kishore is doing. I mean, Prashant Kishore slogged it on the field for 3 years. Tejashwi Yadav will have to go back and do that, because let's not forget, despite whatever is happening, the 24% vote of the RJD is still with them. It's not that their vote bank has come down considerably.
That's what I said. It's been shrunk wrap. It's with them.
But I want to take this. We've been talking about the losing side too much. I just want to understand. And Kanchana, let me bring you in on this. A lot was said about the result. Whatever the result would be, it will have national implications as far as the NDA alliance in the government is concerned. If they would not have performed well, it would have implications on that. With this kind of victory, where do you see this? Is the 2024 now a thing of past, an aberration? It has been settled, dusted. Narendra Modi and the NDA from here go strength to strength in every election that they go forward.
Oh, yes, of course. If you just look at again the data, the Prime Minister virtually led...
So I'm so sorry. Mukesh Sahani of the VIP right now is with my colleague. Let's quickly go across.
I will ask him a question.
बिल्कुल मुकेश सहनी जो विपक्ष के डिप्टी सीएम के उम्मीदवार थे, हालत गठबंधन की जो है आप देख रहे हैं, आपकी पार्टी का खाता भी नहीं खुला, आपके चेहरे पर फिर भी मुस्कुराहट है, जो गम है वो बताइए, क्यों ये हालत हुई?
नहीं, देखिए, जनादेश को सम्मान हम कर रहे हैं। सबसे पहले बीजेपी जेडीयू की जीत की बधाई भी दे रहा हूं कि उन्होंने मतलब जो अभी आंकड़ा जो दिख रहा है इससे तो स्पष्ट हो जा रहा है कि उनकी सरकार बन रही है, और जीत की बधाई दे रहा हूं। और रहा कि इस पे हम लोग आने वाले समय में मंथन करेंगे कि कैसे हुआ, क्या हुआ। अभी तो पहले फर्स्ट दृष्टिकोण से जो हम देख रहे हैं कि मोदी जी की भाषा से रेवड़ी बांट के सरकार बनाना, तो वो हमें दिख रहा है कि महिला का जो है वोट जो है नीतीश जी को प्राप्त हुआ, महागठबंधन से दूर हो गया, चाहे जाति वर्ग जो भी हो। 10,000 रुपये के लिए उन्होंने वोट नीतीश जी को किया, और नीतीश जी का अंतिम चुनाव भी था। तो नीतीश जी पिछले 20 साल से महिला के लिए उन्होंने काम किया है, और यहाँ पे 10,000 रुपये बांट के उन्होंने सरकार अपनी बचा ली और एक अच्छे नंबर के साथ सरकार बना रहे, इसके लिए बधाई है। बाकी इस पे और भी बहुत सारा मंथन होना, कई ऐसे कारण हैं जिसके कारण हम लोग लड़ाई से बाहर हैं।
नतीजों को आप स्वीकार करते हैं, जो जनादेश है उसको आप स्वीकार
करने से कोई चीज बदलने वाला है क्या? नहीं, स्वीकार करने से कुछ बदलने वाला
पूछ रहा हूं क्योंकि कांग्रेस पार्टी कह रही है कि ये बिहार की जनता की का जनादेश नहीं, ज्ञानेश गुप्ता का जनादेश है। तो क्या आप इससे सहमत हैं या आप नतीजों को स्वीकार करते हैं?
देखिए, अभी जो हो रहा है हमारे नहीं कहने से भी कुछ बदलने वाला है नहीं। हम लोगों ने इसके लिए कई लड़ाई लड़ा, रोड पर उतर के आदरणीय राहुल गांधी जी के साथ वोटर अधिकार यात्रा में हम लोगों ने घूम घूम के पूरे बिहार के लोगों को जागरूक किया। 16 लाख नए वोटर बनाया गया। 70 साल के बुजुर्ग भी नए वोटर फॉर्म 6 भर के उन्होंने वोटर बना। लेकिन हमने कहा कि जो 70 साल के लोग हैं उनका नाम जो कट गया उसको आप ऐसे यूं ही जोड़िए, लेकिन उन्होंने नहीं जोड़ा। तो किसी को हम लोग कितना भी कह ले, जब सुनने वाला ही नहीं है तो उसमें हम कहीं क्या सकते हैं।
Veera wants to ask a question. Jainendra, hold on. Just Veera wants to ask a question through you. He will ask the question. Please put it forward to Mr. Sahani. Veera, go ahead.
Jainendra, when I was in Bihar, I had a breakfast with Mr. Sahni, and I said, idli goes with sambar and choka. Is it like Bihar politicians? Will you go on any side? He said, I will not touch idli till the end of the elections. Can you ask him if he will have idli finally now?
रात में 3 लाख रुपया पर व्यक्ति आय उनका है और हमारे बिहार का 60,000 रुपया है, तो ये तो विकास तो है नहीं। और उसी में 10,000 रुपया देकर सरकार बनाना, इसको विकास नहीं कहेंगे, इसको तो ऑलरेडी कह सकते हैं कि युवा के साथ विनाश हो रहा है।
चूंकि कहा आप लोगों से क्या गलती, आपने कहा कि रेवड़ी बांटकर नीतीश जी जीत गए, आप लोगों से क्या गलती?
हमें अभी एहसास नहीं हो रहा कि हमसे कोई गलती हुआ है बहुत बड़ा, और हम लोगों ने अपनी पूरा 100% हमने दिया है, पूरे गठबंधन के सभी लीडर ने दिया है। राहुल गांधी जितना संभव हो सका उतना उन्होंने भी मेहनत किया है, और बिहार के लोगों को हम लोगों ने अपने हद तक जितना समझाना था समझाया है। अभी अगर हमें भी अगर कोई चूक होगा तो इसमें भी हम लोग मंथन करेंगे, सभी सहयोगी दल बैठेंगे, चर्चा करेंगे। अगर इसमें भी अगर कुछ कमी होगा तो उसको हम भविष्य में सुधारने का काम करेंगे। लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि हम लोगों ने 100% अपना दिया है, और रहा कि जनता का मूड, माता बहन का मूड था कि चलाना है, और 10,000 रुपया के कारण उन्होंने वोट दिए, उनको वोट दिए हैं, तो ठीक है, इस बात को हम एक्सेप्ट करेंगे।
तो ये मुकेश सहनी की पहली प्रतिक्रिया, नतीजों को स्वीकार तो कर ही रहे, लेकिन साथ में कह रहे हैं कि जिस तरीके से योजनाएं आखिरी वक्त में नीतीश सरकार ने चलाई उसके कारण से ये बम्पर जीत मिली है, और कह रहे हैं कि क्या कमी रह गई उसकी समीक्षा करेंगे आने वाले दिनों में गठबंधन के सभी दल बैठकर।
All right, that was our colleague Jainendra, in fact, speaking to Mukesh Sahani, the Deputy Chief Minister, candidate face of the Mahagathbandhan, went to his community, said, this is your opportunity to get me elected as the Deputy Chief Minister. It did not work. But one thing I want to say, it's very interesting. Gaurabaram is that constituency that will go down in history as far as this election is concerned. Mukesh Sahani's own brother was contesting from that constituency. That constituency was last time won by the RJD candidate. The RJD candidate took the symbol from Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav, refused to return the symbol when Tejashwi Yadav gave that seat to VIP. Tejashwi Yadav goes and campaigns against his own candidate, against Lalteen. Then Mukesh Sahani goes and says, my brother is not contesting the election, now you vote for the RJD. Till the last moment, this is the confusion that the Mahagathbandhan created, and that confusion clearly, Veera, has been reflected among the voters as well.
It's good to see politicians come out and speak out openly after a defeat of this nature. Usually some of them could get closeted out. I think, what is the future for him? What is the political future for Mukesh Sahani?
I think, I just wanted to add something over here. This gentleman we just now had, this Deputy CM candidate, he also made the same point, they gave money to women, so the women voted for RJD. I mean, for JDU and BJP. Now, I think we are dumbing down women. Since morning I'm hearing this argument that 10,000 de diya isliye vote mil gaya. Are we then not further hardening the view that these parties are essentially misogynistic in their outlook, that they treat voters as no more than a purchasable commodity, and that again these memories.
What about those offering it? What about those offering it? Aren't they also treating it with the same thing?
No, they are not. No, that's what I said. I made this point that
I've just been told that Mukesh Sahni is back with us, and we can in fact get across to him at this moment. Jainendra, if you could hear us, Veera has a question for Mr. Sahani. Veera?
No, it's just a fun question, Jainendra. When I was there in Bihar, Mr. Sahni had breakfast with me, and he said he will not touch idli because idli goes with choka and sambar. I asked him, will you shift sides? He said, I will not touch idli. Chunav khatam hote waqt tak main idli nahi khaunga. Ask him, abhi if I come, will he have idli with me?
Is this party leading anywhere?
ये पूछ रहे हैं नोएडा से, हालांकि मौका तो आज नहीं है, लेकिन वो पूछ रहे हैं कि आप इडली खाएंगे, अब जब वो आएंगे तो आप उनके साथ इडली खाएंगे?
इडली लास्ट टाइम बात हुआ था कि इडली सब जगह चला जाता है, इसलिए नहीं खाएंगे। इडली जो चीज सब जगह घुल मिल जाए, इसलिए इडली नहीं खाएंगे, क्योंकि लास्ट टाइम मैंने इसको स्किप किया था।
एक सवाल और है,
तो आप फ्री हो गए बिहार से, अब आप उनको बिहार बुलाएंगे या आप नोएडा जाएंगे और उनको आप अपनी तरफ से कुछ कहना चाहेंगे, वो आपको नोएडा में कुछ खिलाएंगे?
मैं नोएडा आ जाऊंगा, बहुत जल्दी मैं नोएडा आऊंगा, और मैं अपनी तरफ से वहाँ पे अगर नोएडा में आके इडली खा सकते हैं।
नोएडा में
आपने भी देखिए चुनाव हारे हैं, हौसला नहीं हारे हैं, और ये
जैनेंद्र, एक सवाल मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूं, इस वक्त जो वीआईपी पार्टी है वो एक भी सीट पर बढ़त में नहीं है, क्या वीआईपी का और सन ऑफ मल्ला का फ्यूचर देखते हैं मुकेश साहनी? क्योंकि जब वो एनडीए में थे तब भी सीटें जीत पाए थे, महागठबंधन में आके तो उनको 0 सीट इस वक्त मिलती नजर आ रही है।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल अंकित, पूरे महागठबंधन का बैंड बजा हुआ है और अंकित त्यागी हमारे वरिष्ठ सहयोगी हैं, कह रहे हैं कि आपका खाता भी नहीं खुला, एनडीए में तो कम से कम खाता खुला था, अब आपका फ्यूचर क्या है, सन ऑफ मल्लाह का फ्यूचर क्या है?
देखिए, हमने पहले कहा ये देश का पहला ऐसा राज्य नहीं है या देश का ये पहला ऐसा पार्टी नहीं है कि जहां चुनाव नहीं जीत हुआ। चुनाव में तो 2 ही परिणाम होता, हार या जीत, और जब हम लड़ते तभी भी ये चीज का अंदाजा हमेशा होता है कि हमारी हार हो सकता है या जीत हो सकता है, और हर लोग वो दौड़ लगाते हैं कि जीतने के लिए, लेकिन जीत के साथ साथ हार भी होता है। तो ये कोई नया कोई कहानी हो तो फिर हमको बताइए, ये कोई ऐसा देश का ये पहला ऐसा राज्य ऐसा होगा या पहला ऐसा व्यक्ति में रहूंगा या पहला ऐसा पार्टी होगा जहाँ पे हार हुई है, 0 पे आ गए, तो ये पहला ऐसा राज्य नहीं है, ना पहला व्यक्ति में हूँ, ये हमेशा ऐसा हुआ है। देश के बड़े से बड़े नेता, बड़े से बड़े पार्टी चुनाव हारे और हम भी हारे हैं, और हार से ही जीत होता है, जो लड़ते वही कभी जीतते हैं, घर बैठे हुए आदमी थोड़े जीतेगा।
ऑन अ सीरियस नोट सर, क्या आपको लगता है कि वोट ट्रांसफर नहीं हुआ? जैसे कई सीटों पर ऐसा दिख रहा है कि वोट ट्रांसफर नहीं हुआ है, आपके वोटरों ने आरजेडी को नहीं दिया, आरजेडी के वोटरों ने
वो सब कोई कहानी नहीं है, ये शायद आपको पता होगा क्योंकि आप बहुत बड़ा, आपके चैनल में लोग बैठे हैं, बहुत बड़ा।
नहीं, मैं देख रहा था कई सीटों पर जो आंकड़े मैं देख रहा हूँ।
मतलब आप क्या कह सकते हैं, हम लोग इतने बड़े राजनेता, हम लोग इतने बड़े पार्टी चला रहे, हमको ये चीज अंदाजा नहीं है। कल तक आपके जो लोग था सर्वे में या चीजें में 100 तक दिखा रहे थे कि महागठबंधन 100 आ रहे हैं, और उसके बाद बड़े से बड़े बोले अपने आप को पोल करने वाले लोग का सबका बैंड बज गया, 0 पे आ गए। कुछ ही होगा कि जहां वो कहते कि 200
अफवाहें फैलाने की कोशिश हुई, क्या उसका भी एक कारण आप देखते हैं?
नहीं, ये सब कोई कारण नहीं है, कारण जो भी होगा वो हम आने वाले समय में बताएंगे। अभी यही हुआ कि हमारी हार हुआ, उनकी शुभकामनाएं।
इस हार में एकजुट है आप लोग, एकजुट है या आगे कुछ और आप फैसला ले सकते हैं?
एकजुट है, मजबूती से आगे
तेजस्वी से बात हुई, बात हुई तेजस्वी से,
लड़ेंगे। ठीक है,
चलिए, तो आज ज्यादा समय सवाल पूछने का समय नहीं है, फिर भी मुकेश सहनी ने हमारे तमाम सवालों के जवाब दिए और कह रहे हैं एकजुट है और वापसी करेंगे। जी
Sahani and Veera, despite the situation that he is in, at least he has been, sporty enough, put a smile as there. But I would just want to point out, please look at that number. It has now gone up to 204. So it's crossed 200 and it's now 204 for the first time. It is looking like we are going.
So Kanchan wanted to.
So the way the maths works is
once you have a momentum going, the numbers then tend to go in one direction. That's the way it just works.
Sarika Paswan of the RJD is joining us at this moment. सारिका जी, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया इस वक्त हमसे बात करने के लिए। कल तक जो कॉन्फिडेंस, या मैं कहूं सुबह तक जो कॉन्फिडेंस था जब तेजस्वी यादव जी निकले थे घर से बाहर की सरकार हमारी बन रही है, इस वक्त उनको अपनी सीट जीतने के ही लाले पड़ रहे हैं।
कि अभी जो लगभग मुझे लगता है कि हर जगह पे 8वें और 9वें राउंड की जो है वो काउंटिंग दिख रही है, और उस काउंटिंग के आधार पे ये रुझान भी दिख रहे हैं, और लगभग अभी भी हर जगह 20 और 18, 19, 20 ये जो नंबर की काउंटिंग है अभी बाकी है, तो अभी भी ये रुझान है, ये फाइनल रिजल्ट नहीं है। तो कॉन्फिडेंस तो हमारा अभी भी है, हम अभी भी जीत की उम्मीद हमें है, और जब फाइनल रिजल्ट आएगा तभी। लेकिन एक बहुत बड़ी बात है, जिस तरीके से कि 2 चरणों में मतदान हुई, लेकिन काउंटिंग जो है उस हिसाब से उतनी फास्ट नहीं हो रही है। अभी आप देखिए लगभग 3 बजने को है और अभी भी हर जगह काउंटिंग जो है वो 9 और 10 राउंड की ही हुई है। इतना स्लो क्यों हो रहा है भाई? क्यों नहीं अभी तक रिजल्ट? तो अभी तक लगभग,
तो आपको अभी भी उम्मीद है कि रिजल्ट इसमें से कुछ बदल जाएंगे?
तो भी ऐसे,
क्योंकि राघोपुर में 5000 से ऊपर मतों से तेजस्वी यादव इस वक्त पीछे चल रहे हैं।
जस्ट अंडर 5000।
नहीं, राघोपुर में भी देखिए, अभी अगर आप देखिए इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया के वेबसाइट पे आपको दिखाई दे जाएगा कि 10th राउंड की जो काउंटिंग है वो कंप्लीट हुई है, और अभी भी 18 राउंड की काउंटिंग जो बाकी है, और हर एक राउंड में लगभग 5 और 6000 के वोटों की काउंटिंग होती है। तो उस आधार पर अगर हम देखें तो निश्चित रूप से अभी भी हमारी उम्मीद बिल्कुल बाकी है, और मुझे पूरा यकीन है कि ये जो अभी रुझान दिख रहा है। और आप देखिए ना, सबसे बड़ी मजेदार बात है कि भाजपा जो है 101 पे चुनाव लड़ी है और जदयू 102 पे लड़ रही है, और दोनों जो है एकदम 100% 50% वो लोग, उनकी सीटों का रुझान दिख रहा है, तो वो कहीं से भी मुझे नहीं लगता है कि वो जो रुझान दिख रहा है ना वो सही रुझान है। ये परिणाम जो है बिल्कुल बदलेगा, और जब हम 20 और 22वें राउंड की काउंटिंग जब खत्म हो जाएगी तभी हम ये निर्णय पे आ सकते हैं कि आखिर कौन सी सीटें कौन पार्टी ने जीता।
आपके सहयोगी ऑलरेडी हार अपनी कंसीड कर चुके हैं। मुकेश सहनी अभी हमारे साथ थे, वो बता रहे थे कि देखिए हार हो गई है तो उसमें अब क्या कर सकते हैं। आपको अभी भी उम्मीद लगी हुई है कि ये 202 का आंकड़ा कुछ कम हो जाने वाला है?
नहीं, देखिए मुकेश सहनी जी वीआईपी के भाई वो राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष हैं, उन्होंने अपने पार्टी के संदर्भ में ये बोला होगा, और मैं राष्ट्रीय जनता दल की प्रवक्ता हूं और मैं अपने पार्टी के संदर्भ में बोलने के लिए ऑथराइज्ड हूं, और मुझे पूरा यकीन है कि राष्ट्रीय जनता दल की बेहतरीन परफॉर्मेंस जो है वो पूरी तरीके से जब काउंटिंग समाप्त हो जाएगी तो सही आंकड़ों के साथ हम बैठेंगे और इस पर डिस्कस करेंगे।
No, you are saying that even after this there will be a good performance of the RJD. Is that what she is trying to imply?
She's saying that it will still turn because there are still some rounds left.
कितना टर्न कर सकते हैं मैडम? I mean, just explain to me how much do you expect it to turn at this stage?
पिछली बार जो हमारे राष्ट्रीय जनता दल के जो नंबर्स थे, डेफिनेटली हम उन नंबर्स को में और हम प्लस में जाएंगे और भी कई नंबर्स जो है उसमें ऐड ऑन होंगे।
सारिका जी, ये तो लोग बोलेंगे कि आप बिल्कुल मतलब एक अलग ही चुनाव की बात कर रही हैं। पिछली बार से आधे नंबर्स पर भी इस वक्त आप नहीं खड़ी हैं, 75 से आधे पर भी नहीं है, 30 से कम इस वक्त आपकी सीटें, 29 सीटों पर आप लोग आगे दिखाई पड़ रहे हैं।
वो रुझान है और वो मैंने आपको बताया, इसलिए मैंने पूरी डिटेल में बात कही कि कहीं किसी को कोई शक और सुबह ना रहे। क्या ये रुझान जो है 20वीं और 22वीं राउंड के बाद की है? बिल्कुल नहीं, ये महज अभी 8वां, 9वां और 10वां राउंड का अभी काउंटिंग हुआ है। अभी भी 18 राउंड की काउंटिंग बाकी है। मैं बिल्कुल डेटा के साथ बैठी हूँ, और जब एक्यूरेट जब आएंगे नंबर्स तब हम इस पे बैठ के आराम से बात करेंगे।
ओके, वेरी क्विकली जस्ट वन क्वेश्चन, एक सवाल प्रोफेसर बद्री नारायण आपसे पूछना चाहते हैं, देन वी आर बैक टू द
सारिका जी, इफ दिस ट्रेंड गोज बिकम ट्रू और ये सही परिणाम में बदलता है, तो क्या ये जाहिर होता है कि यादव और मुस्लिम जो बेस वोट हैं आरजेडी के, क्या उन्होंने भी वोट नहीं दिया? अगर नहीं दिया तो अगर ऐसा होता है, तो मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि होने ही जा रहा है, तो अगर नहीं दिया तो उसका कारण क्या हो सकता है? ये भी तो विचार करना होगा कि जैसे कास्ट सर्वे ने बताया, पिछले कास्ट सर्वे ने, कि 30% यादव आर पुअर, यानी 1/3 यादव पॉपुलेशन आर पुअर एंड दे आर आल्सो पार्ट ऑफ बेनिफिशियरीज।
Summing up the question, are you not able to hold even the core MY vote of the RJD? Would that be a lesson if these results hold?
Yes.
देखिए, सबसे पहले तो अभी वोटों के प्रतिशत की जो मैं देख रही थी, चूंकि अभी तो आंकड़े एग्जैक्टली है नहीं हमारे पास, लेकिन जब बात हो रही थी एनडीए और महागठबंधन को जो परसेंटेज ऑफ वोट मिले हैं, तो राष्ट्रीय जनता दल के परसेंटेज ऑफ वोट जो अभी दिखाई दे रहे थे आपके चैनल्स में और कई चैनलों में, ये दिख रहा था कि 24% के जो है आंकड़े जो है वो बराबर के मात्रा में वो भाजपा को भी उतने ही परसेंटेज ऑफ वोट मिले और राष्ट्रीय जनता दल को भी उतने परसेंटेज ऑफ वोट मिले। लेकिन मैं अभी इन आंकड़ों पे अपनी नहीं मुहर लगा सकती हूँ, क्योंकि जब तक पूरे आंकड़े नतीजे घोषित होने के बाद आंकड़ों पे हम नहीं आएंगे, तो मुझे लगता है कि ये बातें बहुत ही व्यर्थ और बहुत बचकानी होगी, इनमेच्योर डिसीजन होगा, स्टेटमेंट होगा मेरे साइड से।
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for joining us at this moment. We'll come back to you once, as you said, that the numbers further, in fact, the counting goes up. But Kanchana, you were making a point about the Bharatiya Janata Party and what it does. Not only just to the BJP, but the NDA when you talk about the national perspective going into the elections forward.
Is it? Thank you for joining us.
The Bihar have a butterfly effect at the national level for the BJP as well as for the NDA. Look, after 2024, there was a sense among voters that perhaps they erred in not giving a full mandate in terms of number of seats to the BJP alone and to the Prime Minister. And if you look at the elections since 2024, whether it is Haryana, whether it is Maharashtra, whether it is Delhi, and now you have Bihar, and the results have gone in a certain way, and that sort of serves to reaffirm the popular faith invested in Prime Minister Modi. So this is as far as the BJP at the national level is concerned. What it does to the NDA is that it reaffirms the BJP's position within the NDA that it remains the first among equals. So these are important playouts, and and these are bound to impact policy in the coming days. You will definitely find the NDA at the center now becoming more aggressive on policy reforms, on pushing political as well as economic agenda, and bringing about the social reforms which they have been talking about and which are still pending.
Okay. Professor Radhinath, let me ask you this. So, just in comparison and what happened post 2024, has the opposition, which at that moment got a shot in their arm, have they squandered this opportunity to present an alternative to the people which could have further solidified their electoral prospects, not only in the states but also building up to 2029?
Yeah, you're very right, Ankit. I think this election has a multiple impact on opposition politics too, because if they are losing this election, it will show that their entire discourse on which they want to mobilize people is not working among public, and there is some dislocation and the misframing of the strategy. That's why the second thing is because there is one politics which NDA is proposing, that is the politics of Viksit Bharat, which Narendra Modi is proposing, the politics of hope, politics of the future. On the other hand, they are proposing a politics to critique that policies. But this criticism, when they plan it in the form of politics, they fail somewhere in conceptualizing it and making it is a popular base.
Right.
So, I believe in the theory that look, each election is in itself. Obviously, there are psychological impacts that, as you're saying, at the national level in terms of policy, it obviously bolsters the BJP largely after a victory of this scale. I want to know, what does this mean for West Bengal? Because that's the state neighboring Bihar. What does it mean for, let us say, what does a Mamata Banerjee have to learn from this result to ensure that she can try and keep Bengal?
Well, I mean, Mamata Banerjee, she is not in alliance with anybody in West Bengal. And unfortunately, both the CPM and the Congress are so fallen in Bengal that they cannot eat into the anti-incumbency vote and thus keep her afloat. But what she also gets to learn is that this whole SIR politics is not playing out the way it was thought to be playing out. Rahul Gandhi's campaign of
asking, because she has said that there will be no way she will stand firm against the SIR process.
Well, I'm sorry to say that's a losing stand, and that doesn't get you any votes. It only hardens the perception that you have been winning on the basis of fixed voter lists, and therefore now you don't want the voters list to be cleaned out.
Does it, Raghav, I want to add in that. This SIR politics, the argument which I gave you earlier, I want to supplement with that. This SIR politics, which is failed in this Bihar case, and it is also going to fail in Bengal case. Why? Because SIR politics is proposing a democratic deficit in India. Is proposing democratic backslider in India. But on the other hand, people are going in a huge way to vote on the booth.
Yeah.
It means they are not subscribing this theory. So you're saying democratic institutions are weaker, election commission is doing misappropriations.
Also propel this whole, like we have been discussing, the whole agenda and the conversation around Guspatiya much more in a bigger
Guspatiya is immigrants, illegal immigrants.
In West Bengal. And also, can I also ask you, Kanchanda, very quickly, I have to take a break after this. Does this also mean that Mamata Banerjee, right in the lead up to the election, there is a woman direct cash transfer kind of a scheme loading in West Bengal as well? Election after election, we have seen that it has had a huge impact, and Mamata Banerjee, like Nitish Kumar, has had a good population of women voting for her.
I agree with you, and this would have held good till the last assembly election. you have to take into account what has happened between 2021 and 2025-26. The amount of criminality targeting women has gone up tremendously in West Bengal, and those who are accused of carrying out these attacks on women, whether it is rape, whether it is murder, whether it is abduction, what happened in the Sundarbans, you have any number, RG-Kar, and it is automatically being associated with the TMC, and it is being associated with Mamata Banerjee, because the people who are being accused of these crimes are known to be close to her. A second point which you should not minimize, this whole teachers recruitment scandal. You know, 26,000 people, they lose their jobs.
I'm just getting some important news, and then I have to quickly take a break. AIMIM at this moment, Mr. Owaisi, good news for you. 6 seats that they are leading at this moment. It's one more than what they had in the last election. 9 seats. Other than this, they are the difference between the winning and the losing candidate of the NDA and the MGB. And on the other hand, the Congress party at this moment is in fact only leading in 5. So the Congress has been reduced to 5 seats, one less than AIMIM. It's leading in Jokiyar. This was a very hotly contested seat. Jokiyar, majority Muslim majority area. Also Bahadurganj, Thakurganj, all Amor is something. There is also infighting within the Mahagathbandhan, and Mr. Owaisi seems to be making the most.
So the point is that they won 5 seats. 3 of those candidates shifted off to the RJD. This time they went alone. AIMIM has shown that it can still hold its own in a Muslim-dominated seat.
Actually, this time we will see how strong can they represent what they have been saying for the Muslims in the assembly.
These are leads, right? These are not victories. These are leads.
At this moment.
Sorry,
I have to very quickly slip into a short break. We are coming back. We continue here on NDTV with the best analysis of what has happened. A tsunami for the NDA in Bihar. Coming back. Stay tuned.